Sultry. Crossover. Oh, killer crossover. Just crossover. It just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
It's time for the crossover. It's brought to you by Everlook Concrete Repair and Omaha at everlookconcrete.com.
Why am I even making the trip? Where am I going?
Hey,
Yeah, you're not.
I
Sorry.
think I might just be at the Airbnb if I'm going to be honest with you.
All right, Kansas City for lunch.
all right. Hey, let's drive down there. Hey, we can listen to the game coming back.
That's awesome.
I just might do the show remote from my car.
I'll do it from the Platte City QT.
There you go. That's
Oh,
where we should just
well,
do
we could get that
whole
done.
operation from there.
We should do the BROR at the Platte City QT so we can get some raw interactions.
Whoa,
There you
whoa,
go.
whoa. And short drive. Short drive back. Takes a half hour off.
Well, I can't leave Kansas City because I'm flying out of Kansas City the next day.
But
So-
it's right by the airport.
Oh, is it?
It's right
Yes,
by the
it
airport.
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'll get a sleeping bag of the Platte City QT and I'll just go, in the back.
Fun.
Take a little nap.
Fun.
Go to a wedding I don't want to go to.
Did you guys at midnight start to watch Happy Gilmore 2?
No.
I believe it was 2 a.m., wasn't it?
Was it 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
What was the delay?
It's midnight Pacific.
Oh, okay.
It has to be everywhere except Alaska and Hawaii. Because
Yeah, because screw those states. Losers.
There had to be people that waited like right when it dropped.
Oh, absolutely.
And those people are crazy.
Yeah.
Those people are psychotic. The
Are you-
fact that you are
massaging.
I am. I'm. It's not responding
Are there
today.
really people who are like, holy crap, man, Happy Gilmore 2. I'm shaking in my boots. I can't wait. This is going to be absolutely incredible.
There's got to be somebody that was
Yeah, a bunch of
wearing their
freaks.
Gilmore Bruins jersey.
Yeah,
God.
his name is Adam.
That
Adam
Gilmore,
don't care.
that Gilmore Bruins jersey and the who's the guy from Christmas Vacation? The
Griswold
Griswold
Blackhawks
jersey. Those are the two like just biggest eye roll jerseys that there's too many of them out there.
Okay.
You probably
here
see
we
a
go.
lot more of the Griswold jerseys.
I
than do.
see them all the time. That and the Bombay jerseys, the Gordon Bombay jerseys.
I think
Like, oh my
Josh
God.
actually has one.
I have
of those.
a
Yes.
no. I have
Yeah.
a Charlie Conway.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Okay, I see. That's
See the one
respectable. That's
gone
cool.
Off, has gone off the rails.
The actor
No,
Okay. What's the goalie's name?
Goldberg.
Goldberg. He's gone off the rails.
Yeah,
Well, he
yeah.
was like, I think he's back now.
He's
Maybe
clean now
Yeah,
for the time.
Okay.
yeah. It took.
Is he out of jail?
One day at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a bad mugshot.
He's got some debts.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the three movie jerseys I just can't. What'd you just say?
He's got some debts. Debts.
Debts?
You gotta-
debts.
you gotta pay your debts.
DEBT.
Oh, okay.
You could be an actor in a very popular series or be a mascot.
Why you look at
You
me
just
like that?
said that really weirdly. You just then I don't know.
We were talking about debts before the show started, so
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. Maybe
it
my
was an
brain
eye
just
wink
went-
to me and me alone.
Debts. He's got some debts,
You need a loan.
fellas. What's going on? What are you doing this weekend? You gonna go watch a ball game?
So flying today, and then we're going out to dinner with some friends. We're going to the Loop, so that should be fun. Yeah, we'll go downtown. I think tomorrow.
South Loop,
Nope. We'll just be in the main loop, in the
the regular
regular loop,
Right.
not the South Loop. Then we will be.
You don't want to watch DePaul.
We are golfing on Sunday, and then
Ball's playing.
I think
DePaul's got to be doing something.
I believe the Cubs are.
Where is DePaul?
DePaul is downtown. It's by the Wintrust Arena.
That's where their campus is.
Not
Oh,
the
the actual
campus.
campus
Yeah,
of
where is
DePaul?
DePaul?
North.
Can I? Yeah, it's north.
North.
Yeah.
You have you ever taken the train from downtown out to Wrigley?
Yes.
You'll be in the area. You will pass by the area.
All right.
DePaul.
Oh yeah, I was
I've never
under
really.
the influence on that.
I'll
train.
say this though, like I've never really been like I've never been on DePaul's campus. You know, it's just kind of like
That's
it's
why I'm wondering where is it? What
but-
is it even real?
no, it is. But then you just happen like you find yourself in a place where it's like, oh, all of these people go to DePaul. Like everybody I'm meeting or everybody I'm talking to goes to DePaul or knows people who go to DePaul.
You're going with the DePaul people.
So it's like, oh, okay, I must be on the campus or near the campus or around the campus or something. like
gotcha.
that.
That's how you know.
Then I believe Cubs play at Sox Park this weekend.
Sox Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we might be going to a game.
Will the Pope be there?
I don't think he will,
All right.
but he did
It's a
accept
long
the shirt.
flight.
Yeah, it is.
He did accept the shirt that said "Da Pope," so that's cool.
I saw that. That's going to be a popular one in the jersey thing.
big time. Big time.
That would you buy it though?
No, hell no.
You wouldn't buy a White Sox Pope jersey.
I'm not a White Sox fan. Try again.
Yeah, but you like the White Sox.
I mean, I don't like.
I don't like the White Sox either. But if my shirt said Pope on it, I'd be pretty cool with that.
Gare, we've had this combo. We've had this combo.
No.
Yeah,
I'm totally
it's different for them.
I'm totally within my right. I don't like the team, the White Sox, but I love my friends who are White Sox fans. And so for their hope and their sanity, I hope that the Sox at some point are good so they can be happy. Because I know more Sox fans.
2005.
Yeah, they've won a World Series.
So how old were my friends in 2005?
How old are your friends?
They're my age.
You got to get some older friends.
I have some old.
You got to get some friends that were like at the game in 05 with the Pope.
They were like, Dwayne Wise, I love that guy.
Well, that's my cousin.
Ozzy is the greatest.
Well, he's not.
I like how he just says stuff.
I remember Mitty Minoso.
I like how he's the manager of the Marlins and he just bashes Cubans. That seems to be the wrong choice.
Yep.
He's a Hall of Fame baseball
fire
guy.
him because he insulted the
fans.
fans.
I was
great guy. Love that guy for sure.
You got to read the room if you live in Miami and you're going after Cubans.
Yeah, Ozzy Guillen is not necessarily beloved in my household after saying that he loves Fidel Castro.
But that's a bad take.
As a teenager, that's how I learned about like that whole relationship. I was like,
oh, Ozzy Guillen?
Yes.
You didn't you know what? Your history classes have failed you if it took Ozzy Guillen for you to, learn about the revolution in Cuba.
But
OPS.
It was applicable, it's real life stuff. You know?
And the things that happened in Cuba weren't real life stuff.
No, that was real. But, Josh doesn't know about those type of things.
Snow days, all that stuff.
He knows about baseball.
We're lucky if we got past the MLK assassination in history class. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I learned about the revolution every single day of my life. So when I would complain about something, my abuela would be like, "Did you survive communism?" And I would be like, "No, I didn't." And she'd be like, "Well, I did. Eat your food."
Great take, like, martyr baton.
Yeah. Screw you. Screw you. That woman's a survivor.
Abuela had the martyr baton. I get it. Well, I survived communism.
What an image.
You should have gave her the big cucumber.
She'd probably make a really good dish out of it.
She probably would. Because that's what abuelas do.
Yeah, I have arroz con pollos on the menu on Monday.
Hello.
She told me, she called me already. But she had cataracts yesterday.
Isn't that just chicken
and rice
with rice?
Yeah, but
literal translation.
Yeah, but like it's more than it takes a couple hours to make. It's not like she's not making.
Just go to Pollo Tropical.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I have a
drive-through.
She's
I have arroz con pollos every single night.
Yeah, she's not making like the brotato chip, gym routine.
I get out my rice maker. I put the thighs on the grill. Arroz con pollos.
Are you Cuban?
It's not.
I could be.
It's not rice with chickens. It's rice with chicken.
Con pollo.
Pollo.
I had a Cuban sandwich Saturday. My wife had mofongo. It was great.
Oh, you talk about mofongo? Nice. I love that. That sounds awesome.
Did you throw in some plantains?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Plantains were had.
I had multiple pizzas last night.
Whoa.
Well, yeah,
hello.
3 pizzas.
Okay.
You had 3 pizzas?
Well, I mean, I was at dinner and there was 4 people and the 3 pizzas for all of us.
Okay.
Wait a minute. So let me do the math here. 24 slices for 4 people?
No, they're like kind of.
What pizza place did you go to?
I went to the lovely new place in the.
Jesus, come on! You ate there yesterday. You know the name of the spot.
No, he absolutely.
He's right. I do. I'm just. I'm vamping. It's Dolomiti.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that area called again?
Capital District?
No.
Midtown?
Across the street, across Cummings Street.
Millwork.
That's it. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the word I was looking
for.
They are doing some stuff over
there. If they
there.
ever get the soccer stadium to get past and get right there, that whole area is going to blow up.
Coneflower was loaded.
Yeah.
Loaded. But
is that the...
My wife went there yesterday.
To Coneflower? Which one?
That one.
Oh, yeah. It's easier to get in and out there.
What's the one in Blackstone? The
also Coneflower.
Oh, okay.
But that's you can't just like roll up and park and walk to Insomnia.
It's complicated.
Well, I did park. and I did walk up there.
Oh, look at
roll
that.
in there.
You parked at Blackstone.
Yeah, I found a parking spot.
How'd you do that?
It was open and I paralleled in.
Wow.
I'm a good parallel parker. That might surprise people.
I'm not surprised to hear you say it.
Well, yeah.
I think you think you're good at parallel parking. Yes.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Just tuck my tail and just be like, oh, I'm bad at driving. Oh, I'm bad at this. Oh, I'm bad at that. No, it's called confidence, Connor Happer.
I 100%
right?
agree
he's
with you.
familiar.
Yeah.
I don't think he
I
is.
know about that. I know about
I'm a
confidence.
good parallel parker.
Yeah. I bet you probably are. That makes sense.
And so, when took her on a date, parallel parked right in there, took one swoop. She was amazed. Had some cone flour. We go back, and then we ended things.
There is another
That is a
cone
dating
flour.
flex. Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah. Elkhorn got one.
They've invaded Dairy
Where
Chef
at?
territory.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can't go into. By the way, Dairy Chef is busy nonstop.
Nonstop.
People will sit outside when it's 150 degrees out on the picnic tables and eat ice cream while it's melting.
Yeah.
Because Dairy Chef.
You
is a
can't
place.
eat it quick enough right now.
No.
And they're lined
Yeah.
half a block down the road.
They moved into Elkhorn.
Yeah, watch out.
Do we have ice cream wars?
Yeah, there's no the borders
take.
are gone.
Yeah.
It's like all the other schools coming into Nebraska and taking their recruits. It's,
Is Dairy Chef allowing that to happen? Is Dairy Chef saying, "Oh, those customers, they're not as high quality of customers as we would like to have at our place"?
I think
so,
there are other ice cream places that just see an opening, just like there are other schools that see an opening and they're like, I think we could do this here.
3/4 of a mile apart.
Look
Ooh.
at that.
really
Ice cream wars.
Mm,
Declare your fighter.
mm,
I like me some Dairy Chef.
mm.
I've never driven by there when it's not busy. And
Yeah.
I've never gone there and not.
I don't think I've actually ever been there because it's always loaded.
Oh,
You got timing. You got to pick the right time.
you got to know, like,
Yeah.
okay,
3
we're going
o'clock?
to wait.
Like, are they going to bring the kids from day camp there at 3:00?
I do not like waiting for ice cream. I don't like waiting, period, but especially
but
for
very
ice cream.
sneaky. It's not just ice cream. The sandwiches are pretty good. The burgers are pretty good.
I've
Oh,
never
okay.
had any food there, but I've heard it's good.
I mean, the go-to is the ice cream, but the hamburgers not bad. Some of the other food, but you don't want to wait for ice cream at all.
Well, I'd obviously prefer not to. And if I drive by a place and I see that there's a lot of people there, it's an immediate let's pick another one.
Oh, we
Yeah.
may have had this topic a long time ago.
Topic alert.
Place that you would go that regardless of a line, you'll wait. Because
Broncos.
like breakfast in this town, there are some key spots that you're looking at 45 minutes. They just say 45 minutes.
The
And you go,
breakfast
there's only 4
places.
people waiting here.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
But you're going to have to wait most places in
If
this
I'm
town.
am I on vacation?
No, you're Saturday. So you
Oh,
got nothing going on.
hell of a question.
Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
In this town.
I will wait for stuff on vacation. I only have so much time with my non-vacation hours.
So vacation, I will wait no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what the time is, because I don't know this place. And so then I'll just walk around and discover more things until I get the little text being like, please come back, your table's ready.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I'm a max 25-minute guy. If you're anything over 25, I'm probably not waiting at all. I'll probably go find somewhere else. Unless it's Shucks. I will wait however long.
Shout
for
out
Shucks.
to our guys and gals from Shucks.
I love Shucks. I will wait as long as that and Lisa's is pretty good. I love Lisa's. Radio
Sam-
Cafe.
Sam says he will wait in the CHI Health Center security line as long as it takes.
I will wait in the
pull.
free beer line or 1 beer or whatever the hell.
But you
it
were
was.
just there last night.
I walked that thing last night.
That thing moves quickly.
There wasn't nobody.
Yeah.
I was good. There was no problem.
That show looked packed.
It was loaded.
I saw your pictures and then I saw CHI's pictures.
It was loaded.
That big of a
Oh yeah, he rocks. Yeah. I mean, well, he doesn't rock like in the sense that he's not like a rocker, but like he's
good.
He sings good.
Isn't he Zach Bryan?
He's
No,
not Zach
no,
Bryan.
no.
He's
He's-
not Zach.
So he's not as good.
I would say Tyler Childers is like, if you're a part of the this isn't real country cult, that he is like the shining light of like, this is what new real country is what I would say. He's very folky. How is Little
Very-
Feathered Indians?
Very he doesn't do that song.
Why?
He just doesn't. I don't know.
How about All Yorn?
He does that song
Okay.
and did it and it was great.
That's a great song. It's one of my favorite songs.
A lot of love in the air. with
I'm glad you
Tyler.
went with your wife then.
Mhm.
Work out for you?
It was the first time in a while that I went to a concert and we had like good
Gary.
seats. Like we had like
Where'd you sit?
we sat in the we usually sit in like the 200 level, just like packed in between 400 people in the middle of a row, and I can't get up, and it's just a pain. But last night, no, it was good. You only had to step over a couple people to get out of the thing. So you know how the 100 section is the 100 section, and then there's the concourse where you walk in on, and then there's that little section behind it, right before the suites. We were in that first row.
Whoa,
yeah,
ooh, not a bad spot.
It was great.
That up there in the 300 sections and stuff like that. I mean, it's a lot.
It's up there.
A lot of people.
Yeah,
there's so many seats up there.
It's a big arena for a big city.
I never forget the first time I went there.
Looks old though.
Sat in the
Creighton plays there. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, I went there the first time I ever went to the CHI Health Center was for a DePaul Creighton basketball game in like 2022, and we sat all the way up there, and there was no one up there, and we were like, "Why the hell are we still?"
Did you have your
here?
DePaul jersey on that said Pope?
No, no.
Mark Aguirre throwback.
I would kill for a Mark Aguirre throwback.
Your boy wasn't there yet, was he?
D'Amico?
Yeah.
No, he was still playing in Carbondale, Southern Illinois.
That's right. Salukis.
Yeah. No, I think a Mark Aguirre jersey would be great. No, I went with my friend Connor, and Connor's a big DePaul fan.
Whoa.
And so
he is a big DePaul fan.
He's a massive DePaul fan.
What do you remember about that 2022 DePaul Creighton game?
Well,
I'll start out. Creighton won. They probably won handily.
Yeah, they've only lost once to them.
It was a if I remember correctly, it was kind of like a rock fight for the first 7 to 8 minutes.
That also sounds right.
Kind of like this past year.
And I think it was like 15-10 on the like under 12 media timeout.
And then a whole bunch of people decided that they wanted to try and dunk on Ryan Kalkbrenner. And then it got a little
they
out of
always
control.
tried that.
And then I think at the end of the half, it had to be like 35-14 or something like that.
If it's last year, somebody decides I want to try and maybe fight him.
We're gonna lose, but I'm gonna try and yam on this guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So watching the summer league, the mentality in the NBA is a little bit different. They're like, I don't care. I'm gonna dunk on him.
And he's like, I don't know why people keep doing this.
Well, the mentality of the summer league is he's got to learn how to
Pat
steal a guy
Kelsey,
out.
what are you doing? Why are your glasses the way they are? I don't know. He doesn't. He couldn't.
The Louisville head coach?
Yeah, I mean, did you watch that NCAA tournament game?
It's like almost they didn't scout Creighton. They like just showed up in
we're
Lexington.
talking about
and
this
like,
past year. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It's like they have this guy in the middle. He doesn't really do anything. So let's just try and dunk on him a little bit.
Remember, I'm pretty sure Louisville had a set where it was one of their guys just dribbling the ball for about 23 seconds on the left wing, and while everybody ran around,
was his name Chucky Hepburn?
Yeah.
And was he getting frustrated? Yes, he was. Chucky Hepburn.
Yeah. Like it's just he was just dribbling, and people were moving, and there was just nothing going on.
Yeah.
I can't. That game escalated so quickly.
I will forever think differently about Pat Kelsey after that game.
Come on. After one game,
He got teed and ejected with like 4 minutes to go or whatever.
And his buddy threw a water bottle
I was
on the
about
floor.
to say.
crunch time.
The water bottle.
They were
game
not
happened.
prepared to play that game.
Yeah,
it was
so
ridiculous.
bad. It was one of the most enjoyable experiences I've ever had watching a basketball game. I was like, these guys have no idea what they're doing. This is awesome.
Like
I remember going into it, it was like, oh, Creighton kind of got shafted.
Yeah, that was the
And
big story.
And Louisville was like, a lot of people like they could.
They were
I bet,
5.
I bet they would beat Auburn.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
There were people. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Louisville was a favorite in that game.
I think a small favorite.
Yeah, I think there was like 2.5.
The whole thing, they were like, they were supposed to be a 5 or a 6, and then they got an 8. They were like, uh-oh, this is going to be a problem. It was not a problem.
There was not an issue.
There was no issues.
Well, also too, Jackson McAndrew decided to make every single 3-pointer in the first half, so that definitely
little glimpse
helped.
into the future.
But
Well, I mean, he's probably going to have to
I
take
just-
4 shots a game. With
did they get?
Let's pull up the box score.
Did they get synergy film that did not have 11 on the floor for
I
Creighton?
don't think they bothered checking.
You think they were too mad on the message boards, being like, "Hey, why the hell were we an 8 seed enough for them to actually scout the film?"
Probably. That sounds right. Let's take a look at the box here. Good. Yes. Good. I like this.
Hey, Sling Blade.
Jemiah Neal, 29 on 11 of 16. Dan Hurley once got really mad because I have this clip saved when they do the inside the huddles thing. When Creighton won at UConn this year, they were like, he was like, You let Neil get hurt. Why did you do that? Basically, he was losing his mind.
And then a couple of months later, his player like, I remember you, coach, and squares up with him.
That was awesome. That was a great time.
There's a local team is playing Creighton's JV team this year.
Local team is playing Creighton's JV team. Who's Creighton's JV team? Oh, Murray State.
Yeah.
Omaha's playing them?
Mm-hmm.
They're going down there?
Nope.
They're coming up here.
Coming near here.
Hello.
Oh, neutral?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Watch out.
Yes.
Breaking.
Yeah.
Is the building shaped like this?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow. Let's all go.
First game of the year.
Let's all go.
See,
We
I
can do
don't
big
know-
right
I don't know.
overreaction from there.
Oh, let's go.
I don't know what that reference is.
It's Sioux Falls Pentagon.
Oh,
Whoa. Oh, yeah, I did a triangle.
I thought there was a Pentagon. It
My
kind of looked like a Pentagon.
My crooked hands, yeah.
I don't think there's a building called the Triangle.
The Memphis Pyramid.
Yeah.
It's a Bass Pro Shop now.
That's true.
which is wild. When you drive by it on the freeway,
Yeah.
you're like, oh my God, this is humongous.
I remember seeing this on TV.
Long Beach State, their arena is kind of similar in the outside.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think they call it a triangle.
No. I remember when Creighton played Long Beach State in a bracket buster game.
Yeah.
And they stormed the court afterwards. I was like, this is awesome. Long Beach State.
It's the Walter Pyramid.
What was the one bracket buster game that Creighton played like at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night?
It might have been that one. They played a lot of those bracket buster games late at night. Yeah. Bracket buster games. Bring them back. All this expansion.
What is more likely to happen? The bracket buster games return or the ESPN marathon?
Well, they don't do that anymore.
No.
Oh, 24 hours.
24-hour basketball.
Day,
like the first week or the first Monday,
Yeah, it's
Tuesday
like
of the second
first
week.
day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
they should go back on an aircraft carrier.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like that one as much.
No, I love the aircraft carrier. I love that they had to get grass and be like, all right, how am I going to shoot the ball today? With the
That's
wind
right.
blowing
They
in.
were like, hey, the wind's blowing.
yeah.
Hey, the court's very wet.
Yes.
Yeah. Shock. Breaking news. In the middle of the ocean. It's windy and wet. Back to you, Al.
Jemiah Neal at 29, 12, and 6.
All right. Can you stop creaming over the box score over
Hey,
there?
whoa,
Louisville, Creighton.
11 of 16.
I mean, that's literally what you're doing. You are talking sexily into the microphone, reading stats.
I
from
can't
the
help it. That's
NCAA
just the
tournament
way
this
my
year.
voice is. It's beautiful.
No, it's not.
2 out of 5 from 3.
Have you ever thought, like, maybe that's an avenue? Like ASMR, very popular. What if you
Yeah.
just, like,
Yeah. But Connor's ASMR would be great until you saw his face.
But,
and
like,
then you would
just
be like, man.
like 2016 World Series, Game 7.
That is a great bit, Josh.
Just
Bottle that up.
a lot of money to be made there in just
Yeah, but I already-
sultry styles,
That
reading box
Could be
scores.
my new podcast.
Yeah.
Connor sexily reads old Creighton box scores.
Nebraska.
I already
Miami.
get horned
Orange
up
Bowl.
looking at the 2016 World
by the,
Series. I
by
don't need
the
an
under
ASMR
12
about it.
timeout,
Can-
it was
if-
38 to 8
Let's-
against Nebraska in 2014.
Nebraska trailing. Needing not a miracle.
Is this just
Hey.
sexy groin kick
Oh no!
chronicles?
Grant Petaway and Grant Gibbs are fighting each
This
other.
is literally if Peterson did groin kick chronicles sexily.
We can do it. We can call it the Groin Kiss Chronicles.
Kalkbrenner has
Make the graphic.
Mono.
Make the graphic right now. Right now, make that graphic.
Derek Walker is doing work.
Mm.
Kalkbrenner with mono.
Well, that wouldn't be on my
And
podcast.
then Sam Griesel.
The next day, John Hull had more field goals than Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Oh wow!
And then no one could stop
But
Corey Schlechen.
are you going to mention that he had mono?
Alonzo Verge goes into the paint. Alonzo Verge loses the ball. Repeat that over and over and over
Alonzo
again.
Verge was playing for the Louisville TBT team the other night.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, was he just dribbling into a bunch of guys
Well,
and pissing his
But if
entire
you would have
team
told
off?
me when Alonzo Verge was here that he would end up on a TBT team,
I would say
I'd be
yes.
like, yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
I had it on the background, and they said Alonzo Verge, and it didn't dawn on me. And then I'm like, they said it again because, of course, he had the ball in his hand,
Yeah.
high
yeah.
usage. I'm like, let me
Checks
look
out.
at this guy. Wait a minute.
You're like, this guy's bad. Oh, wait, I've seen this before.
Did he have a triple double? He's like,
yeah.
he's like one of the only dudes ever to have a triple double.
People like you could audibly hear it in PBA when he would get the ball in space, and people are like, no.
Put that on the groin kiss.
Groin Kiss Chronicles. Honestly, you can have an entire episode of the Groin Kiss Chronicles on Alonzo Verge.
I don't think.
Yes, you could.
I think we're getting away from the point on that one. You know, it becomes.
What's the point? You just talking sexually into a microphone?
There goes Frasier.
yeah, dude. Old Husker games.
I mean, they'd all be losses.
Black 41.
The good ones.
Flash.
Okay.
Reverse.
Mike.
Thunder
Stunts.
to Mike to Aaron.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Touchdown, Nebraska.
This is really weird to watch you just three grown men whisper into a microphone.
Why is Mike Stunts on the field? This is crazy. What's he gonna do?
Westerkamp makes the catch.
Okay. That one I don't like.
Northwestern boy.
Amir saves the game.
You could do one for Northwestern.
No, I couldn't.
Do Kane Coulter.
Northwestern recovers the onside kick.
Oh my God!
Hey.
There goes Clayton Thorson.
Clayton Thorson running down
Hey,
the field. And
that's-
look at
hey,
Josh
hey.
Banderas chasing after him.
Hey.
Nobody can catch him.
Clayton-
He's slow. but
Clayton
no
Thorson
one
is
can catch him.
Clayton Thorson has taken a snap in the NFL more recently than a Nebraska quarterback has. So
That's true.
Oh my, Dean Lowry, another TFL.
He was everywhere that day. He was kicking butt. That was a good game for your boys.
we had a lot of those.
A lot of good games.
We had a lot of good games in my days.
Hmm.
We had a lot of good.
That's why you do your podcast.
Oh my gosh, there's a roughing the passer in the end zone.
David says, give us the Royals one. Oh, I would have no problem with that. It was October. No, it was actually September 30th of 2014. We resume our coverage in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Royals are down 7-3. Alcides Escobar has a meaningless base hit up the middle. Or was it meaningless? He steals all of the bases. Derek Norris can't throw anyone out. John Lester can't pick off to first. Billy Butler stole a base in that game.
People forget.
That is right.
There goes Salvador Perez just tossing his bat out there. Just out of the reach of Donaldson. Into the corner. Christian Colon scores. And I'm very happy.
The Bears take a timeout.
End of the podcast.
Here comes out Cody Parkey. It's 46-yard field goal. It is no good.
It doinks off of the
Bears,
field goal
the
post.
Bears season ends on a
See, I think you got to keep the
Double
voice, and then when
doink.
something bad happens, you talk normal. Because, I mean, like,
Yeah, how the A's
Yeah.
get their 7 runs, I don't
Nebraska ball.
normal voice.
Yeah, so
Brandon
so
Moss hit
so
2
the-
home runs.
So the
That-
A's had a couple home runs and a couple bloops and a couple blasts, and the Royals are up or they're down 6, and then
is that that game you remember almost every detail?
Mhm. Well, I've also watched it 400 times, but
Okay, that's fair.
yeah.
Nebraska ball wins the crown.
Whoa, there you go.
would you look at me?
No sit Sunday.
It was
Mm.
tougher to win the crown than it will be since they've have the field.
How about
Oh yeah, do we put an asterisk on all the other crown champions after Nebraska because they only have a field of 8?
definitely?
Clearly.
Yes.
So clearly Nebraska they are the greatest crown champions of all time, right? Like there's no debate on that.
No debate.
So far, so true. Yes. 100%.
I mean, they're the only ones. Yeah.
Remember when
No, I don't.
Petaway he chucked a 3 in the first 4 minutes of the game. It was February of 2014, and he made it. And
That's
and-
great
and-
literature.
and kept-
he made it.
and Kent Pavelka said, "Dagger!" for the 7th, 8th, and 9th points of the game. But it was all over after that. Frank Kaminsky couldn't breathe. He couldn't do anything.
People were standing,
They were standing. They were big standing.
except for one lady.
They, yeah. Gene?
Yes.
Gene was mad about that one.
I respect Gene.
Later,
respect-
You respect Gene
respect her.
Peck?
Later,
I respect that
Gene
she was
would
just
write
like, you
into
know
the
what? I don't
Lincoln
give a
Journal.
damn.
Yeah, she wrote a letter.
I don't give a damn.
Should we go back to the letter?
Yeah.
Gene Peck.
I love
What do you
I love
mean
that
you respect
I
her?
love that there was just one woman who was just like, I don't care that everybody's having a great time and they're committed to supporting this team. I don't stand with this, so I'm going to sit down. I respect it.
Isn't it wild? These like underground movements to get like everybody wear black at Memorial Stadium.
Mhm.
We got 15,000 people to stand for an entire basketball
That was
game
pretty
and
cool.
never sit.
It's pretty cool.
And then Connor Seagen tried getting people to do that again, and people were like, nah.
That's a one time.
Yeah,
You can't
oh.
have another no sit Sunday.
All right, Gene
We
Peck.
try and do it every year, though.
I
Letter
know
to
they
the
do.
editor. Apparently, Gene Peck passed a year and a half ago. So
Condolences.
Yeah.
Was that part of her obit in the Journal Star?
It came up, not in the Journal Star, but on Twitter a little bit. It looks like. Congratulations to the NU men's basketball team for an exciting and successful season. I enjoy the pep band and the student red zone and the enthusiasm they bring to games, but I have been disappointed at the last 2 home games concerning a new practice by the red zone. I refer to the loud cheering of Husker power during the introduction of the visiting team. This seems rude and unsportsmanlike on our part. If other Big Ten teams do this sort of thing, then shame on them. Nebraska fans have a reputation of being good fans. I would hope that reputation would not be tarnished. Gene Peck, Lincoln.
She was great for radio content.
It was a great time. It was a great time. All right. Well, enjoy. You guys listen to some podcasts this weekend. Study up.
Some pods.
Watch some old games.
What if I slowed down your podcast?
It might sound like that.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Read the big book.
Half my family isn't even in town for when I'm on vacation, so I'll just be going to a library a lot and reading this big old book.
You're going to go to a library and read a book that you already have?
Yeah.
What's
Are
up
you
with that?
unhoused?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Wait, hang on. You're
What
gonna
do you mean? I'm confused.
Why you go to the library to read a book that you're bringing a book? It's like BYOB
Yeah.
to the library?
You can
Go.
you go there and get books.
Go
you don't
home.
have to
No.
bring your own and like leave it.
Have you guys ever not enjoyed going to a library and studying and having the hushed tones of books being closed and cashiers, checking people out and just having some things go around?
It sounds like a great
environment.
environment for reading. You know what also sounds like a great environment for reading? An empty house.
Have you never ever in your life had a book and were like, oh, I need to study or I need to do my ACT prep or I need to get ready for a test or anything like that? And you're
I
like,
went to the
wanna-
library in college to study, but it was
Yeah.
a sham. I didn't need to. I could have stayed in my house.
Okay, but I like going to a library.
I respect that.
I don't know why am I getting shamed here?
It's just
Why is this
odd.
a weird occurrence? Some libraries have a better infrastructure for studying as opposed to my home. Also, if I'm at home, I'm going to go to the fridge every 5 minutes
Sure.
and grab
TVs,
snacks.
video, a lot of
Yeah,
distractions.
there's a ton
at
of
the home.
distractions.
Sure.
You know,
And the
as-
Chicago libraries are probably nicer than the Omaha libraries.
They don't have Uncrustables at the library?
the Skokie libraries. That's
right.
Skokie libraries are pretty nice.
All right.
Not to be confused with Chicago, Josh.
No,
That's
it's not
right.
Chicago.
Same
Skokie
thing to
is
me.
the second largest
He's
village
going
in the
to
world.
the Loop, the Miracle Mile.
No, we're not on Michigan Avenue.
Enjoy
tonight.
shopping.
Going to the Bean.
He's
I'm-
going to
I
the
am not
Bean.
shopping. I'm not a tourist.
All right. See you guys. That's
See you, Connor.
It's crossover powered by Everlevel Concrete.
Not going to miss
Repair
you on my vacation.
in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. 29 points. Back after this.
That's the crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone.
Watch out for areas of dense fog during the morning drive Friday. Otherwise, expect mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. Scattered showers possible into the evening with better heavy rain potential south of the metro. Highs in the low to mid 80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
keep dust and allergens out of your home. What about radon? It could be there, and long-term exposure can lead to serious health risks, including lung cancer. If you're a 1620 The Zone listener, you can get your home tested by Radon Defense Midwest.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome in. Friday on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you. Yeah, this, I'll grab the other camera after this segment, but this is what we got right now if you're watching along with us on YouTube.
It's very clear.
Oh, yeah, because that's the camera that's inside my computer.
Oh, okay.
That's built for, 12-second web chats.
Oh, okay.
Is actually better than the one that is supposed to plug into my computer. But we're working on that. We'll get there. We always try to bring you a great video quality here on this show.
It's the goal.
Coming up today, Brian Munson will join us at the top of the hour. Brian Christopherson at 11:30. Steve Sipple at 1. That's the lineup. Powered by the Referees. John Higgins Weather Guard. Want to hear from you all today. 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Call or text that number. Tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. You can email Connor or Josh O at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to the YouTube streamers today, like Headley, who says, "Holy cow, I feel like I am seeing Connor for the first time."
Yeah.
Yes, it's me.
It's like the first time you saw 8K on Fox, and even though you didn't have the right TV hookup, you could just tell
whoa,
something's different.
You mean 4K?
Well, they do the 8K shots now, right?
I have no idea what that even is.
Yeah. More Ks.
Double 4K.
Yeah.
That's awesome. They should have called it that instead of 8K.
Double 4K.
Double 4K. That's what they should have done. Today on the show, we're going to have some fun because we got some topics. And it's Friday, and it's the summertime, and camp opens up on Monday. And so all that we're going to be talking about next week is who's going to be the second running back and who's going to be the defensive line, who's going to play. And
do we want that?
Who's going to be the kicker? Is there a big kicker battle going on? And what's Dylan's suit look like today? And all of those things. But today, none of that crap.
Connor, who do you think's going to wear the single digits?
Who's going to wear we got asked that question in the mailbag on our podcast today.
Definitely.
Yeah, people are wondering about it. But today, it's the Groin Kiss Chronicles.
We just thought of that today.
Yeah, now it's going to be real. No, elsewhere, Happy Gilmore is coming out today. Happy Gilmore 2.
That's right.
So we'll have at least 3 hours on that. Let's see. Are laws real? We'll discuss that.
Great question.
Greg Sankey just doing tweets. Nice job by him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like a boat for 45 minutes? Do you like a boat for longer?
I would want a boat for longer than 45 minutes,
we'll
right?
See what you think of Joe Burrow's take about boats for 45 minutes.
Okay.
Was Ohio State's national championship real or was it fake because they lost to Michigan? People forget that. Josh?
You know what? People do forget that.
People forget that sometimes.
It's been nearly half a decade since Ohio State beat Michigan.
Nearly half a decade is an interesting way to put it, but yes, that's basically true. So that's what's coming up on the show today, and our many esteemed guests. Josh, what's going on? Are you happy today? Are you feeling good?
I'm thrilled to be here. Just hanging out with my friends, chatting.
Me too. We're watching the Today Show.
Yeah, they were at like medieval times in the last segment.
Whoa. They're talking about a new skincare product. Is that all they do on the Today Show? Talk about skincare products?
It's but it's also at the end they'll be like, and hey, everybody, listen up. If you go to our website, 15% off right now.
15. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to find a deal like that anywhere else.
They'll cut you a deal.
All right. That's cool.
Willie Geist.
Willie's on there. We got Jenna. And Hoda's still retired.
That's right.
All right. That's the show today.
That's Kirkland brand skin cream that they're hawking.
That's cool. Shout out to Costco. I went to a musical concert last night.
Yeah.
That
we're out and about.
I love going out on the town.
Man of the people.
I don't do it very often, Josh, but I went to a musical concert.
And
it was very musical.
I shuttered myself indoors with several other movie lovers.
Classic. That's what you would be doing. How about go out on the town, Josh? See some people.
Yeah.
Talk to some people. They're great. Order beers.
Now that.
Get beers.
Get beers.
Get beers. I had beers, another beer, and another beer. Probably a bunch of beers. Wow. Last night.
That does sound very nice.
Yep. And it was an enjoyable experience.
Just a nice, easy drinker that, I can have 6 or 7 of. It is a 1 beer Friday.
Last night was not a 1 beer Thursday. It was a beers plural Thursday.
Getting after it?
I had an old fashioned at dinner.
Hello.
Yeah.
Was it good? Would you recommend it?
I like old fashions.
I love old fashions.
I like old fashions. Yes. Here's an email from the Equitable Bank inbox from John.
Hi, John.
Subject line topics. I don't care if we don't talk much football today, but so help me God, if I hear the word basketball on July 25th, I am out of here. Well, I can still take you through that Creighton Louisville box score, but we don't have to say the B word, if you don't want to. They kept trying to dunk an item on Ryan Kalkbrenner.
The nerve.
They just kept going after him and after him and after him, trying to dunk that thing, and it kept not working. It was very, very odd. 89-75. Odd.
Final.
And then the next game, Creighton made a bunch of 3-pointers with that item, and it was kind of close, but it wasn't really at halftime of that sport. And then the second half happened, and then it was less close. Yeah, it's okay.
What can you do?
What can you do? Mike Stibbs writes in.
Hi, Mike Stibbs.
I first met Connor at a musical concert.
Whoa.
What? You did?
Oh,
I don't remember. I don't remember this. I wonder what musical concert it was.
Glad it was good for you.
Well, I mean, I meet a lot of people. I don't remember I don't specifically recall the first time I met Stibbs.
I would love to know the Stibbs Happer origin story.
Please do tell, Stibbs. We'll do a whole segment on it next. No, we have topics. Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
I'm a fabulous driver.
The Connor Happer Show.
I'm one of the best friends you could ever have in your life.
On 1620 The Zone.
I hate you.
The time between Memorial Day and Labor Day is known as the 100 Deadliest Days. It accounts for 37% of Nebraska's traffic fatalities. Sadly, 67 people lost their lives on Nebraskan roads during this time last year. Your children, significant others, parents, pets, and friends matter to you. Drive like they matter. Don't let a crash take you away from their lives. Always wear your seatbelt, keep your eyes on the road, and put your phone away. Brought to you by the Nebraska chapter of the National Safety Council and the Nebraska DOT Highway Safety Office. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
All right, welcome back. Friday on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. How's this look, Josh? I got second camera. Check it out. Pretty good, huh?
Pretty normal.
All right. At least I'm not, at least it's not under me, So that's good. That's helpful. Stibbs follows up on where we met, how I met your Happer is the name of this show today. I was at Stir. It was at Stir. I was standing in the corral where they put the smokers. Oh, yes, I do remember this. You were walking in with my wife. I was walking in with my wife. It was Gary Clark Jr., maybe. I don't feel like that's the case. But I do remember buying I remember buying a trombone shorty shirt.
Oh.
And so they must have been involved in some way, shape, or form, right? So I can get you there, Stibbs. I don't know how much further I could get you. I've been to many shows at the Stir. I go to many musical concerts, Josh.
Stibbs follows up.
Maybe I met I met Stibbs at a Kesha concert.
We were both there. We did not meet.
Maybe I met Stibbs at the Bush concert.
I've seen Bush there. Stibbs follows up. I go to too many shows. You're going to need to be the one to remember which Stir shows you went to. I yelled at you as you were walking to the gate. Could tell your wife was jealous of our chemistry.
When you have it, you have it.
That's right. Can't teach it. Can't coach it.
Stibbs says that was Gary Clark, trombone shorty, open for him. Why was I at that musical concert?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I probably won tickets in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
That's the only time I go to concerts, when I win tickets or when other people buy them for me. I don't think I've ever bought a concert ticket.
Ooh.
Very few musical concert tickets I've ever bought.
I'll bet the last time I bought a concert ticket was when Green Day came to town for the American Idiot tour.
Okay. Mason Daniel says Ben Harper. That feels like a person that my wife would have wanted to see.
Okay.
So there you go.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
I remember it like it was yesterday, Stibbs. It was love at first sight. I was like, Stibbs, he's so cool.
Stibbs is cool.
Stibbs is so cool. He's in that smokers section where they're all smoking in there.
Hey, everybody, look at the smokers.
Like, dang, that's awesome. Smoking in a section at the outdoor concert.
Sure, you can.
Why do they make a section for him? It's at the outdoor concert.
You can smoke here, but everyone's going to look at you and shame you.
It's odd. I'm sure people are smoking on the inside too, but you got to go with where the smokers go. All right. I got a topic, Josh. A topic for you.
Would love a good topic.
All right. So mentioned this earlier about boats. Joe Burrow had a take about boats. I don't know where this came from. I assume the Bengals just tweeted this out. This is just from a recent practice. Watch along with this on YouTube, or you'll be able to hear the audio as well of Joe Burrow talking to his teammates regarding boats. Josh, are we ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
Not really. I don't like boats like that. If you go on a boat, you're committed. Like, you're there for hours. Like, I like a boat for like 45 minutes, but then after 45 minutes, I'm like, okay, like I've seen it all. We're on the water. Like, I get it.
I get it.
Oh, so
I get it.
So he's someone who
like,
cannot relax. He has to constantly be moving or doing something.
I am sick of all of this. I understand what you're trying to do to me. Don't try to sell me on big water, okay? I know what's going on here. That's what Joe Burrow is saying. What do you think? Some people like boats for a really long time. Joe Burrow says 45 minutes.
He's right that when you do go out on the water, you're committed. That's at least half a day.
You are either going on the boat for a short period of time or for a really, really long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like less than 45 minutes or up to 45 minutes or 8 hours. There's no in between.
I'll sit on that boat all day. I don't care. I like it.
Yeah.
Now it's a special occasion if I get to do that, being in Omaha. So
we don't have many bodies of water here that would supply the boats.
So, I know going in on the front end, I'm like, okay, this is get it out of your system because you might not be back here for another year.
Jeff writes in, he says that was from the Quarterback Show on Netflix.
Okay.
Great take by Joe Burrow.
Great take by Joe Burrow.
I don't know about the whole I get it thing. I mean, there's still more to see and more to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, Joe, chill out a little bit. Relax, okay? Enjoy.
Yeah, just sit.
Joe Burrow sounds like he would be a nightmare to be on a boat with. If I was giving my whole day to the boat,
and this guy after 45 minutes,
yeah, and this guy's like, can we not be on this boat anymore? I'd be like, all right, Joe,
can we go over there?
You're going overboard. See you later. We're dumping him. Anchors away, and it's Joe Burrow. That's what I would say. All right, couple of good comments here. Jason writes in.
Hi, Jason.
How was Kesha? That show rocked.
That show was dope.
Yeah, she was awesome. She was having a hard time, I believe, at the moment.
She was just coming back out in public again.
Yeah. And it
took a toll on her.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a difficult time in her life. But
she let us in just a little bit, but not a lot.
It seemed really emotional for her to be at the Stir Cove. I could imagine that would be the case for anybody performing musical concerts at the Stir Cove, especially for OAR when they were singing "This Town" and they were looking at the Omaha skyline in the background.
I heard,
and they thought, "This sucks. I'm in Iowa." And I have to just look at it. Why am I not closer to those beautiful buildings?
I heard last week Rivers Cuomo was inconsolable because he was just overpowered by the beauty and majesty of Stir Concert Cove.
That's usually what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how you met Happer stories are rolling in right now.
Okay.
Send them in. Have you met me?
Good bit.
And what was it like and where? Please send those in throughout the show. We will read them all on Happer Show today at Happer Show on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Mason Daniel writes in.
Hi, Amazing Daniel.
Says, I'm pretty sure I met Connor at the breakfast place in Exarban for a remote because I'd always go and win Husker tickets. Yes, I remember this. I remember this one vividly, actually, because I was filling in for. Well, no, it was like an in-between show thing. Like Damon left and Gary needed a co-host. We hadn't hired Nick yet, I don't think.
That's right.
And I was doing the morning show with Gary and we went to the cupcakes place and they have more than just cupcakes, by the way. And it was delicious. And I met Amazing Daniel and he seemed to be enjoying himself and his breakfast. And I think he probably won the Husker tickets.
Hell yeah.
And that would make a breakfast really, really great.
It really would.
And then I got done with the show and it was 10 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, what do I do now?
What do I do with my day?
Eat. eat breakfast, I guess. But then you get suckered into a big breakfast, and then you just want to take a nap afterwards. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I did. That is exactly.
Gotta go light.
Yeah. Any other stories that are coming in now about times that people have met me?
I don't see any.
All right. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't met enough people. Maybe that's the lesson that we've learned. Tyler is saying something that didn't happen, I think.
I was going to say, I bet that didn't happen.
Crecky is also saying something that didn't happen. Please, when you say you met me, make it be a real story, please, and not at places where I'm not supposed to be, and it would be bad for me to be there.
Also,
all right,
Google's really got to lighten up on the way they label businesses. Because I Googled one of them, and it straight up told me.
Interesting.
I met Happer at a Storm Chasers game, says TC.
I met Josh right outside of this room. Yeah. Right out there. Right there. And then we did a show like 5 minutes later. That was awesome. And it was a match made in heaven. Whoever said arranged marriages can't work? Headley says, I met Connor in Ibiza.
We took a pill to show Avicii we were cool.
Uh-huh. And when we got sober, we were 10 years older. But bleep it, it was something to do. Exactly.
That's right.
David says, I've never met Happer. Don't worry, you will. You'll meet me.
You seem very confident about that.
No, don't worry, I'm out.
How can you guarantee something?
I would imagine there will be opportunities. There will be opportunities at some point.
You can meet Connor Wednesday at Warner Park. Taking a little day baseball.
I will be there. I
will not.
Venmo Chris writes in.
Hi, Venmo Chris.
This is amazing. Is this true? Venmo Chris says, Happer, we met in high school at some point. Whoa. We went to the same high school.
Whoa.
I probably annoyed you, but you were cool. So that's our story. That is not true at all. That can't be true. I did go to that. I did go to Central High School.
It's very vague.
That's very interesting. Jason says, I met Connor. He was a big ball player back in high school. He could throw that speed ball by you, make you look like a fool. Saw him the other night at this roadside bar. I was walking in. He was walking out. We went back inside, sat down, had a few drinks, but all we kept talking about was glory days. Da, da, da. Nice. Good text. That happened. Thank you, Jason. Brian Munson is next on 1620 The Zone.
Brian Munson.
Hey, long call. Comfy left zoom buster. 63 bang. Z Maui. Alert. Paradise Z Burger Y Wrap on one.
Husker Online on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right. Let's have our weekly chat with Brian Munson from HuskerOnline.com. We will resume when people telling us stories about the times that they met me after this segment, as Brian Munson joins us via the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Munson, hello. Happy Friday. How are you?
I am doing great, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know where we met for the first time, but I remember the last time, one of the last times we actually saw each other in person. It was at a Omaha Storm Chasers game. That was fun.
That's right. I was in town, and we were beginning our first leg of our family vacation, and it just so happened that Jackson Smith and Jigba's older brother, who was drafted by the New York Yankees and traded to the Pirates, was playing for Indianapolis that night. And
that's right.
Just kind of as fate would have it. And so we were out there, and his dad actually was in town too. So it was good to kind of have a little Rockwall, Texas reunion up there in Omaha. So yeah, no, it was fantastic to get to see you that night, and good to catch up with Kanan and Mata, his dad. And then, of course, that took me into my 30th high school reunion that weekend.
Wow.
So heavy stuff.
Yeah. I was happy to crash the party that night. I'm happy to crash many parties.
It was good to catch up with you in person again.
Okay, so I'm just going to quote you from both 3 and Out and in Tunnel Talk today. Quote, "Everything is quiet with recruiting." Is there any further updates? Could you expand on that a little bit?
I'm still at the watchtower with binoculars in hand and listening through the speakers, and man, it is so quiet. I mean, there's been one new offer to a 2027 running back, and I think though that this is, and I mentioned in 3 Down, I said this is good because I think what it tells you is that Nebraska feels good about where they're at in the 2026 class. And I assume that there's some programs around the country right now that are having to do some redirect, re-examine, find we missed on a guy or whatever, because there were some late flips. There were absolutely some late flips. I mean, Cal lost 2 guys late to Oregon. I mean, I don't think that wasn't on my bingo card. Mm-hmm. And it's like I'm certain that there are some programs around the country that are going, okay, we didn't anticipate this. What do we do now? And I just don't get the feeling that Nebraska really has that kind of panic. I mean, I know Danny Odom is going to continue to hear from schools, from here to December, and I think that that's just part of the business of recruiting talented guys. And I think Danny Odom's a guy that can step in and immediately play at Nebraska, possibly. But I mean, that's kind of the nature of the beast when you kind of start swimming with those types of fish. So I think that it's good, and I think that what everybody should be turning their attention to is the top 2027 players and 2028 players to some extent. How does Nebraska start to get those guys back on campus? Because they start out again with the run of home games, and they should be trying very hard to get those guys back on campus as much as possible, so you can kind of get this relationship started sooner, because last year they were kind of resetting back up their board. They got those guys back on campus in January. They were successful, but you could take some pressure off if you can get some of those guys on campus this fall and give them a chance to see a game, as opposed to, kind of telling them how great it is to see 90,000 fans in the stands when you're just standing in there on the field, in June on your official visit.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about some of, maybe not in particular, although there's a few obviously that stand out in the 27 class, but we've sort of given people the rundown. Nebraska's at a pretty good, stopping point as far as their 26 class is concerned at the moment, and then we'll sort of see how the season plays out and then go from there if there's additions or subtractions or something like that. So you're right, you move on to on to 27 and 28, and you sort of start to continue to lay the groundwork on those classes. Look at these guys locally. You know very well about them for the 2027 class. I mean, Troy Pittman is, depending on where you look, a 5-star recruit at a Central.
Yep.
There's Braylon Warren, and then the running back that you talked about before was Kyle Haney from Central as well, who Nebraska is in on that recruitment as well. I mean, there's a bunch of guys. Nebraska's going to have another shot in 27, and they'll yet again, I assume, be selective with the guys that they go after. But there's some real options at the top of the list for the 27 class locally.
Well, you also have Erickson over there at Millard North.
Yes,
and I think you've got 3 really nice options that have offers there in the state. You bring up Braylon Warren, and he is another very talented quarterback, out of the state of Nebraska. I mean, it's been quite a run, that Nebraska has had over the last 5 years or so, generating D1 talented quarterbacks. So I think it's going to be very interesting again, because I mentioned it before in 3 and Out. Maybe it was Tunnel Talk. It kind of all blends together with me talking to you. But this is going to be a class here, 2026 group I'm talking about, that isn't going to have like those traditional ties to the state. You got Jace Reynolds, and that's an Elkhorn North guy. And you're going to have a chance to go out there and see a guy I think Nebraska is very excited about when it comes to playing, somewhere on their defense. But I mean, there's not 3 or 4 or 5 guys. I mean, heck, a year ago, there were 3 defensive players out of Omaha alone. Now you've got 1 guy out of the entire state. And I think it's very similar-ish, to what you're talking about again next year. And I think the numbers are going to kind of continue to be low. I think Nebraska is going to kind of continue to go out and look across the country and find the right guys. And I think, again, it goes back to Matt Rule's comments about serving the first master, and that is wins and losses. And when you can get guys from the state that you think that can help you win in the Big Ten, then both sides win.
No doubt.
But I think for now, I think Matt Rule is very, very conscientious about job preservation and keeping his job and ultimately Nebraska fans will be happy if they go 8-4, 9-3. If you're in playoff talk, playoff contention, if you're in the playoffs, that's where I think Nebraska fans want to be year in and year out. And if you're doing that in a way, that doesn't necessarily touch on like the traditions of Nebraska, because you don't have that famous walk-on program anymore because of the 105 limit and what's kind of going on with rev sharing and all the good stuff. Mm-hmm. And you're having to be a little more choosy about who you're putting on your roster to be competitive in the Big Ten. As long as you have those wins and how your team is ending up and what bowl games are going to play in against who, I think that's going to be basically what's going to be just the biggest judgment of how successful the season is going to be.
Munson, we don't get a chance to actually like talk about the games much until the actual season. I'm curious from a right here, right now perspective as we head into camp on Monday. What are the couple of what are some things, some check marks that you want to hear throughout the next couple of weeks as they get prepared to unwind this thing for the 2025 season?
Yeah, I mentioned Tyler Knack earlier in the week, and then all of a sudden he's the starting right tackle, and good on him. I mean, I think he's been a fantastic recruiting host for Nebraska up to this point since he's transferred to Nebraska. Now that he's getting his opportunity to potentially start out there at right tackle, I know he's going to get tested by Teddy and pushed by Teddy, and maybe Gatula's part of that equation possibly, and maybe when Turner comes back, I think you put more guys out there. At least you're not dependent on 2 guys that just can't seem to stay healthy, unfortunately. So you get Tyler out there. That's great. So I think that's a big thing I'm watching. Then I think you're kind of looking at, what's happening with the running back spot. Isaiah Mosey now is fully into the running back room.
Yeah.
To the way it sets up to me, when you look at running backs, you have the guys that are out there on first down, and then you have the guys that kind of come out there third down, short yardage. And I think that, I feel good putting Ives and Booth kind of into that latter category for now. I think that both could be a first down guy, but I think you really only still had Emmett, as that kind of, solidified first down back. And I think the reason why is because Jamarian has been injured, and you're trying to figure out like how quickly you can kind of move him into the rotation. So you got to put Mosey over there, and you want to be competitive, obviously, between those two guys, and then you want the third down guys or the short yardage guys to emerge and add something else to like basically the team and their repertoire. So that's the next part, and I think then tight end becomes a deal. With Macway and how things are going to work there in Harburg, and I'm going to be watching the defensive line. I think that's going to be really critical to kind of see how like Williams-Nwaneri, how he moves forward with that, how talented he is, but doesn't have a great amount of reps from coming in from Columbia, or Judy and Van Poppel, then the guys opposite him, can they kind of build what they need to out of those guys? And then I think the big part for me, because it's worth, well, it was almost a bowl game that it cost Nebraska, but I think that it cost them 2 other games last season. I think special teams. I think you start looking at like how well Gaelic starts fitting in there, how the punting style kind of finds it, and how special teams kind of brings some additional juice to the whole entire game. I think that part's been missing for a number of years in Lincoln, and it's really something that can provide a spark. And it just always seemed to fizzle out or be a negative for Nebraska to try to work around. They need it to be a positive, and it's not just positive like scoring touchdowns on returns and kicking field goals. It's like overall just kind of hyped up juice, kind of driving the defense and driving the offense.
I got this question. We'll let you go on this, Bunsen. I got this question from somebody this morning, and I realized I hadn't really thought about it much, but it may be one of the topics that pops up in the next couple of weeks here. So they asked, like, besides Mosey, who has a path to playing time, I think, a little bit at running back, and then people have also sort of pegged Cortez Mills as a guy who can play early, and potentially is a burned redshirt guy for Nebraska this upcoming season. Freshmen that could have an impact beyond the 4 games this year. Have you thought about that or earmarked anyone else besides those 2 for that this season yet?
So I think Mills and Mosey are total and complete slam dunks. I think you guys can all kind of count on that one. Let's see, Merritt, if he's healthy, potentially. Right. I would say that the next guy down my list, if I'm thinking about this correctly, is Jeremiah Jones. I think Jeremiah Jones is different. I think he's built different. I think they'll find a way to kind of work him in. He's going to be kind of a hybrid, slot kind of wide receiver, tight end looking dude. I think he'll play, and he'll play a lot. A lot of the other guys just didn't get there like in time on, the defensive line. I'd like to say like a Malcolm Simpson potentially, but I'm going to stand behind Mills and Jones and Mosey for now, and say that those are my picks to make a mark this season.
Yeah. I think those guys would be at the top of the list.
I think Connor Booth is maybe in the picture too.
Yeah, we'll see what happens at that running back spot. That'll be an interesting one to watch, and that goes back to your point from before. All right, Munson, enjoy the weekend as always. Looking forward to talking more ball as camp gets underway next week.
You do the same, buddy. Talk to you next week.
Brian Munson from HuskerOnline.com. You can check his stuff out there. Dropped in with a little couple nuggets on Tunnel Talk today on HuskerOnline.com. We'll talk with another person who wrote on that same feature on HuskerOnline.com, Steve Sipple, coming up at 1:00. And Brian Christopherson, different website, but great nuggets at Husker 247. We'll do that here in just a little bit. Okay, so we have 5 to 7 minutes here, Josh. Let's go back to the topic of the day. This is apparently our topic of the day.
Okay.
How'd you meet Connor?
I don't know how we got here, but I love that we got here.
I do too. So here's one from the 402.
Hi, 402.
I've never met Happer, but I saw him once after the Billy Joel concert in Lincoln. We were all walking down the stairs at PBA, and he was with his group, and they were belting out Billy Joel songs as they went down the stairs. I'm almost positive it was a drunken piano man. I don't recall this specifically, but that makes a lot of sense.
It's very on brand.
I could verify that with like 98% confidence that you saw that happen. that probably did happen. Wow. And then it turns out, so this is like a misconnections thing. It turns out that me and Venmo Chris went to high school together.
Incredible.
I gotta who is Venmo Chris?
You don't even know.
I don't.
That's how big time you are.
No, that's how big Omaha Central High School is.
Okay, that could be as well.
I probably know Chris. I know lots of people named Chris.
Mm-hmm. They're out there.
I know people that I went to high school with named Chris in my graduating class, which apparently Venmo Chris was. I don't know which Chris it is. So that's cool. That's another thing we might have missed. And then somebody said, where was the other? Oh yeah, Mike. Mike was a guest many times on a podcast that I did.
And that's when you met the first time?
That I donated to AI.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And then several other times since. I've met Mike.
Well, yeah.
I guess you really only meet once, though.
Right. Mike is a friend of the station. We see him lots of places.
Clarence writes in.
Hi, Clarence.
5 to 7 extra minutes. You don't dare start the Caitlin Clark thing just to get cut off by break. That's right. Why would we even try? Why would we start that conversation right now?
You need a lot of wiggle room.
You do. We found over the years that the Caitlin Clark story, you're gonna need a good hard 30 to 40 minutes.
It has a lot of nuance, a lot of wrinkles to the story, and you want to cover it properly.
Charles writes in.
Hi, Charles.
Who will play Happer in the Venmo Chris Connor Happer origin story movie?
Okay, we can figure this out.
Great question. People say that I have many doppelgangers.
Like whom?
Anyone with red hair and a beard, or a red beard, more specifically nowadays. That's up to you guys. I'm not trying to cast myself.
Okay.
Could it be the guy who played Todd on Breaking Bad? I know that's the Scott Frost guy.
Yeah, Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, Jesse Plemons.
Yeah,
he's a weirdo. He could be me.
His head has just gotten so bulbous.
He is
in his adult life.
Well, he is inflated a bit over the years.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, it happens.
We all have.
I inflated, so it could be a great match, actually.
The guy from Game of Thrones who's in the Scott's Turf Builder commercials.
Oh, okay.
He could play you.
Yeah, like the real Viking-looking guy.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds pretty good to me. Jason.
Hi, Jason.
I met Connor on a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha. Yeah. All right, you see where that one's going?
I do, and I like it.
There's 6 lines after that, but I'll spare you all.
Metallica.
I do like the idea of singing songs.
They all turn into songs. I like it. It's good. It's a good bit.
Here we go. So someone said before, James, this is James.
Hi, James.
I met Connor at a Creighton basketball game while he was running around during timeouts. I thought he was arrogant and condescending. He also gave the already pre-selected wealthy people in the 5th row a $100 gift card to some restaurant like they needed it.
That's right. That's what he does.
I'm glad that James recognized that, number one, condescending, arrogant. Yes, nailed it. And number two, I don't pick the people who win the stuff. It's a great point that's made by you, James. So when you're yelling at the guy with the microphone, say, pick me. And I have to tell them it without trying to explain, like, hey, I don't pick. It's not me. Be mad at somebody else. All right. Then a text from Alex in Omaha.
Hi, Alex.
This is Alex in Omaha. Met Connor at the coldest Creighton basketball game, the same one where Rick Pitino said that he wanted to die in the snow,
Like I want to kill myself, jump in the cold and die of frostbite.
That one. My family was sitting right in front of the area where Connor sat in the arena. It was nice to say hi, even though my wife was rolling her eyes at me for saying hi to you.
Whoa.
I don't remember that specific one, but I remember things like that have happened. Like at top of the media section. She's just kind of sitting up there, and then people turn around and be like, they make comments throughout the game. They're like, why doesn't Fred King play more or something like that? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't decide who gets to play.
You don't?
No. I also don't pick who wins the thing.
What do you do?
Great question. Alex and Lincoln writes in, wives out on Happer fandom? Seems like it. Jed writes into the show.
Hi, Jed.
Hi, guys. Been out of town for work all week. I've missed all the Big Ten media news.
Oh, no.
Can you give me bullet points of what I should read up on? I don't need all the filler stuff.
Okay.
That is a great question. And yes, I think we can do that here. We can cover that in about 2 minutes before we get to BC, right?
Oh, almost assuredly.
I would probably from the Nebraska centric stuff or from the media days. Jed's a sicko, so he likes everything.
You can do the whole thing in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I would probably watch the part of the Petiti press conference or at least read up about it when Stuart Mandel basically told him that his idea was bad, and he was like, I don't think that it's bad. And then he said, have you seen my Twitter poll? That was a great moment.
That's not an exaggeration of what happened,
that's
Jed.
Almost what what
Yes.
happened. That's almost exactly what happened. A lot of conversation about the playoff stuff and how bad the Big Ten is at getting its message across and trying to honk for a thing that they know is stupid. So that's part of what you've missed. Matt Rule talked about Scott Frost, said he hung a picture up of him.
So it's all cool.
And yeah, everybody's chilling. And Nebraska is awesome.
But it wasn't.
Yeah. But now it is. And that's all thanks to Scott Frost and Trev. So it was really quite the heel turn this week. James Franklin hates Vegas.
Yeah. That was a pretty clear takeaway.
Any other
UCLA
coaches?
still in LA.
Still in LA. Yep. I like how Deshaun Foster is just going all in on that. That's awesome. He did his tweet before, and he was like, we're from LA. It's us and USC.
I might be answering my own question here, but I didn't hear a thing from Iowa.
That was yesterday. I didn't see anything that came out from yesterday, to be honest with you. I was too busy going to a musical concert, Josh.
I also think the media as a whole was tired.
Yeah, they're done. John writes in.
Hi, John.
Jed, don't bother listening to the Petiti press conference. He made absolutely no sense. You won't understand it.
Yeah, maybe read an article on that one.
Also, Brian writes in.
Hi, Brian.
Josh, Metallica, you are not of music, are you?
Yeah, Metallica did a cover of that song.
Who did it in real life?
Bobby Seger.
There we go. Thank you. Here's another one from Jason.
Hi, Jason.
I saw Connor and Sip dancing there by the record machine.
Go on.
I knew Sip must have been about 70. The beat was going strong, playing my favorite song. Sip loves rock and roll. I don't even know what song that is, to be honest with you. I can't quite match the tune to the lyrics. Is that another Seeger joint? I do know that Steve Sipple loves Seeger.
That tracks.
I'll tell you that. From the 402.
Hi, 402.
Pretty sure I played against Happer as a youth in the USSSA circuit.
Whoa, hello.
That's right.
I Love Rock and Roll was the song.
Oh, Put Another
From the
Dime in the
last.
Jukebox,
Yeah.
baby.
Mhm.
That one. Gotcha. All right. So keep sending in the times in which you met me. And that is a bit that we will continue throughout the show. Unfortunately, because of this newfound bit, we will not have time to get to the Caitlin Clark thing today.
It's okay. It's not going anywhere. I mean, she's no timetable for her return.
We'll get there. Brian Christofferson is our next guest on the
BC.
show. He will give you a great rundown of the things that happened at Big Ten Media Days because he was literally there.
I would also like to know how you two met.
I can't recall the specific time.
Okay.
But I'm sure it was beautiful.
Maybe the last time you guys met? Just like
Maybe
months
BC remembers. He has a great memory. We'll find out next on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, Brian. Brian Christopherson.
I gotta take this. It's Hap.
B. Rooney drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Brian Christopherson, Husker 24/7 on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, let's have our weekly chat here with Brian Christopherson, Husker 24/7. Joins us now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline. BC, hello, happy Friday. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. BC, do you remember at all the first time that you and I met? It's okay to say no because I don't. I don't. I don't.
Okay. I thought there was like a sunset and we were by a lake or something the way you asked it, and I should know it. But
no, people are sharing stories about times that they've met me on our when they're interacting with the show today. And I thought I would just ask all of our guests. And I said before the break, I said, I can't remember the specific first time in which I met Brian Christopherson. It would have been about a decade ago or somewhere. But I think it was one of those relationships where it's just like, we just all of a sudden started to know each other. And then it was, we never actually, maybe we have never met actually, other than we've talked to each other a lot face to face.
We've just been watering the bamboo on that relationship. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes 3 or 4 years. When was the first year you jumped into media with Nebraska football? When would that have been?
15.
Okay.
Maybe a little before that.
Well, we were distracted by all the enthusiasm about the Mike Riley era and where it was going to go probably. So that's part of why we can't remember exactly the date, because we were so locked in on how quickly that program was going to get to the playoffs and stuff.
Agreed. Yeah. And that's probably why. And then we just put it off long enough and it never really happened. So good to meet you. And here we go. Welcome back from Big Ten Media Days. How was it? How was Vegas?
It was fine. I am not a Vegas guy. I haven't been there before, actually, which people kind of make fun of you when you say that sometimes. It's like, really? They do that thing, like, really, dude? And it's one of those. But honestly, I still haven't been to Las Vegas. I didn't do anything really interesting except win $95 on the roulette machine at the airport at 3:50 a.m. on Wednesday.
Whoa, so, that's awesome.
Yeah, I went from $20 to $115 cash out, and I guess they have to have the lady work there even at the little, sections they have in the middle of the airport, and I was apologetic almost for making her work at 4 a.m. to give me the money, but that happened. So that was my Vegas experience, basically.
That's pretty cool. I only a couple times ever have I put money in the machines at the airport because I don't know. I feel like, the trip's over at that point and I'm probably, in a bad spot anyway. So I'm like, I'm not going to actually do this, but you're right. I mean, you're just inside of a hotel for a couple days and it's a grind. And there's a lot going on. But from the Nebraska contingent and the Nebraska portion, did we learn anything about this team this year outside of, how Rule sort of feels about it, which is seems to me pretty strongly that he feels like they're going to be pretty good. That was reinforced. But did you learn anything sort of about this group that you may not have known before?
I did 5 takes on things that maybe jumped out a little bit more that we didn't even hammer as much in the off season. And one of the things that I was pondering leaving there after standing around Deshaun Singleton was he was speaking about a little bit more aggression from John Butler and what they're going to do with players. And I wonder if in a way we've underplayed that a little bit. We've been so focused. We talk about it all, don't get me wrong, but let's be real. The Holgerson factor, the Eckler factor, in a way it's actually put defense as the third conversation point sometimes. And it's strange because there's so many interesting moving parts there, at every section on the field. The secondary, I think we've talked about it on the show, I believe has the best second line of guys as far as a 2 deep that they've had certainly in the last 6-7 years. And so that's positive. But just the way Singleton seemed to have that sort of look in his eye about, like, I just like how we're going to get after people. He's going to blitz. I think Shavers is a guy they like with that, and Javen Wright. And I just wonder if they're going to everybody always says that phrase, pin your ears back.
Yes.
Which is a great football phrase. I wonder if there's a higher degree of that in 25, and I kind of left with that feeling.
Okay, so that's interesting, but I want to play devil's advocate here a little bit. I'm with you because I think in order to make up for some of the personnel that they won't have this year, they'll probably have to get a little bit more athletic and aggressive and explosive. Where compared to the last couple of years, they just had those guys up front to really beef up in that situation. Maybe not so much the case anymore, but I do think they like what they have on the defensive line. But anyway, the devil's advocate part is I can't remember a new defensive coordinator that has come here and not said this defense is fast and aggressive and we're going to be up in your face and we're going to get downhill and all that stuff. I wonder how much of it to you is that, and how much of it is, the personnel that they do and don't have this season that will make the defense look the way it does.
Yeah, you make a great point, and it's a fair one. The reason why I kind of buy into the aggression thing is I think he is going to play, to his personnel. And I think when you look at like guys that can really wreak havoc, some of them are like second level guys. Some of them's like a Deshaun Singleton, who I think they can get more of in different ways this year. And, if Shavers is like a great example, I just can't see them putting that guy on the shelf as far as like with this talk about aggression. Like they're going to find ways to send him. I think they're going to find ways to send Javen. Willis McGahee obviously could be kind of considered like a D lineman to begin with, but he's a Jack. McCullough. I just think when you look at like sort of that second level, there's a large group of guys that you're going to want to like give them their opportunity to go change the game. And then you hear Deshaun Singleton and like the message he said that Butler has just kept saying is we need the ball production. It's just like constant, like we got to get the ball out. We got to knock it out. Like you've had big hits, knock the ball out this time. Let's change the game. And so I use that stuff from Las Vegas, but also kind of connect it to the spring when you're hearing like Butler and Phil Snow talk about like we've got to get more creative, like on third down. We've got to have like more options there, probably than we had in the past. And I just think they're gonna have a little bit more of a tilt toward that downhill style. Now, I don't want this to come off like I wasn't impressed by like what Tony White got done and that they weren't doing good stuff.
Yeah,
this group has to prove that they can be that good or better, and that's not a given by any means. I just think they're gonna hit send a little bit more on some things, and I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. That's sort of my read, though. So that was interesting. And then I'm flipping over to offense quick, but I talk about this all the time, how they didn't hit enough explosives in the passing game, and they didn't. But I thought it was interesting, and Rule was saying it's not going to be like the wow plays with like Raiola on that side of the ball that's going to be the difference. It's going to be like him dissecting that defense and making that check down play or seeing like, they're blitzing. I got Emmett Johnson over here and it turns into a touchdown in the pinstripe bowl, that sort of stuff. So I thought that was just an interesting thing because we do get caught up in like, they only had this many pass plays over 30 yards. But I think a large part of it's going to be like on the offensive side of the ball, just Dylan seeing the game pre-snap and being able to kind of pick defenses apart sometimes with throws that don't show up on the highlight. So there was kind of that. I answered that with the defensive thing because there's kind of, it's interesting to me, like the aggressive part with the defense stuck out to me, and then that part's kind of going the other direction where it's those little details with the offense that are going to lead to the big plays.
So I do want to flip over to it always ends up, we always end up talking about the offense, as you mentioned. So let's just talk about the offense, which, as you're sort of unpacking, what they're going to be able to do. I feel like there's not, I don't know, it doesn't feel like we have a whole lot of concerns about how they're actually going to be able to operate this season. That's just my vibe on things right now. Which would you say you don't have to be concerned about either of these, but which are you more curious about? Nebraska's consistent ability to move the ball through the pass game or move the ball through the run game?
Oh, boy.
Or which are you more confident in? I guess, you know,
I'm more confident in the pass game, but that's interesting. It's an interesting question, which gave me pause, because if you go to yards per attempt last year and stuff, I mean, Nebraska was basically 100. They've got to make a yard to yard and a half jump in that to even be a top, to sniff the top 25 in the passing games per attempt. So they've got to go a long ways with that. But I kind of lean, when I think about your question, to the run game, because I just want to see it return to Nebraska football where we have that back who makes a guy in the second level miss, and everybody in the stadium's rising at the same time as he's going on a 55-yard run. That just does not happen a lot when you think back to Husker football over the last decade or so. And I know the game changes and the way you move the football changes over the years and it evolves or whatever. But that was something that Rule brought up a lot last offseason about the running game, is they would have guys who could sometimes, break it off for that 10 yards, but it was always Dowdell got tripped, someone got his shoelace and it was a 12-yard gain.
Mm-hmm.
And Emmett did a lot of really good things and I think has momentum, but that's the big thing with him. Can he be that guy who he makes that first move that's great through the line, but then it's okay, he left the safety grasping at air, tackling air, and off he goes, fight songs playing. That to me would be awesome, and something that we just have not seen as much of with Husker football, to see those explosives in the run game sort of return with a lot more consistency.
I'm sure there's a reasonable answer for this, but just anecdotally trying to flash back to last year, you're right. I mean, I can't recall too many. What was Nebraska's longest touchdown run last year? Maybe we've asked this question rhetorically before and we know the answer to it, but it's hard to recall any specific runs that you were like, wow, that's he's gone. Like you said, fight songs playing.
Yeah, one of the listeners should chime in and look it up. We will right after get off.
Yeah.
What was the longest? But it doesn't feel like it came from the other side of the field, right? You just didn't have those that 65-yard run every 2 to 3 weeks at least that pops up. And so I understand that you just want to have a consistency, and you have that offense that has that ability to grind out those 9-10 play drives. But I do think it takes so much weight off your shoulders when once a game at least you have that one play where you spring it and it's gone, and you didn't have to sweat through 2 or 3 third down conversions to get in the end zone. It just happened. So can they get that out of the running back position? That's a big question to me, because it's just something that it hasn't been really part of it.
One of many topics that we'll start to unpack starting next week with fall camp getting underway. Can you believe it, BC? Here we are basically on the eve of fall camp.
We made it. And another reason to bet on Ja'Cory Barney, by the way, this season is it was 17 which I placed my number on in roulette, which hit for the payout. So that tells you maybe it's Barney's year.
Great job by you. That is also one of my numbers that I like to use routinely as well. All right, BC, enjoy your weekend, rest up, and the camp grind starts Monday, even for the journos.
Yeah, sounds good.
See you later. Brian Christopherson, Husker 247. I'll look that up during the break, or maybe somebody else has it already. Is there Nebraska's longest touchdown run last year? So Headley says, did Emmett have a 75-yard touchdown run against? Gosh, not that I remember.
I believe so.
Matthew says UNI. Yeah, I'm talking touchdown, not pushed out of bounds. The one.
Yeah,
you got to do the thing.
I've got a 36-yard run from Emmett against Northern Iowa last year, obviously.
36. It's possible that's it.
I believe the longest run of the year last year was 42.
Was that Dylan?
No, Dylan's was 40, if I'm remembering correctly.
Well, I'll look into this a little bit during the break. It doesn't sound like a terribly easy research project, but maybe BC will have some answers for us as well. Quick timeout. Josh has the odd news when we return on 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys?
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I was pretty hungry and looking at a menu when I named my boat Change Your Tuna. The backup names were Trick or Trout, I Salmonly Swear, and, oh, it gets worse, New Squid on the Block. It wasn't my best day.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it. And start with a quote from Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The Odd News with Oddson.
All right, so we'll do this more at the top of the hour because I actually think this is like a full-blown topic now. But quick research, and I think this is basically exhaustive at this point. Emmett Johnson's 36-yard touchdown run against Northern Iowa was Nebraska's longest touchdown run of the season. A couple more takeaways from the research. They had a 25-yard end around to Barney in the Purdue game that was as a run, but a touchdown run. Once again, we're talking about touchdown runs. Other than that, so the 136-yarder and then the end around to Barney that was 25. Other than that, the longest one all year was a 12-yard Dante Dowdell touchdown in the Wisconsin game.
Good.
In the second quarter. That's actually kind of crazy. That's actually kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
At some point, somebody's going to screw up with their alignment on defense and guys going to be running free.
Yeah.
You know?
We've talked about the running ineptitude last year from different angles, but this is one we haven't dove into yet.
Yeah, it's just kind of a wild stat. And then a friend of mine sent me the stats on like 10+ yard runs, 20+ yard runs, 30+ yard runs, 40+. So Nebraska only had one 40+ yard run all year. That's in the non-touchdown category. They only had 6 30+ yard runs all year. They only had 10 20+ yard runs all year. 10, 20 yards, Josh.
I don't like this.
That's not very far.
No.
Poll question, is 20 yards very far?
Okay.
I don't think so. We have to talk about this more, although we might have talked all about it. And also I got a tweet from Aiden who says Ramir would have had the longest run against Colorado, but of course it got called back.
That's right.
I think there was probably a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. When I think about the most memorable, we're just doing the topic now.
Yeah, okay.
We still have the odd news to do. Maybe we'll just do it at the top of can we just do the odd news at the top of the hour?
Whatever.
It's weird.
I'm not going anywhere.
I don't know. It's Friday, whatever. Structure is dead. But we're on the topic. So when you think about the most memorable runs that Nebraska had last year, the most memorable runs that they had last year. Because yesterday I saw, one of the aggregator accounts just tweeted out, like, here's Taylor Martinez. And he ran a lot. I was like, yeah, that was awesome. Those were great times. He was running for touchdowns all the time. What is the most memorable run of last year? I have 3 that pop immediatly.
The one that pops to me is Dylan's run because
Yes.
I just didn't know he could do that.
That's one of the 3, and that was weird because for some reason there was just nobody around him for a long time. So that was one of the 3. The other 2, one of them was Ramir's first down run in the Pinstripe Bowl, to kind of cinch that one up. Okay, so that was like that was a great run. Even though it wasn't very long, it was a really good run. And the Dowdell where he broke Shiloh's arm.
Oh, yeah.
Not a touchdown.
No.
Didn't score and fell over, at the 5-yard line or whatever it is, and Shiloh got his arm in there. And then the other one, of course, was the one where Travis Hunter made the business decision and got out of the way as the freight train was coming down the hill. That's it. That's kind of it.
Definitely. Yeah.
I don't really remember too many runs that actually happened outside of that. David writes in, hot take structure is dead. Yeah, it is. All right. So now we did the topic, and now we still have to do the odd news.
Good topic.
So it's basically we're going to do the odd news and then a full blown segment after that, because the top of the hour segment's our longest one. Don't ask questions.
Structure's dead.
Structure is dead. All right, so Josh will have the odd news. You heard the odd news open for the first time, and you're not going to hear it again. We're not going to do we'll just have the odd news stories when we come back on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
He does it the only way he knows how. With his massive sports brain sprinkled with a smidgen of rabble-rousing. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back. Noon hour, the Connor Happer Show, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you here on a Friday. As a reminder, yet again, head to 1620thezone.com for a variety of different things today, like the Zone deal, which is going on right now.
You got a Zone deal?
You're going to want to get in on that half-off deal. It's to cops.
Whoa. Char-buffed wings?
Yeah. So check that out.
$50 great pizza, salads, you know.
$50 worth of gift vouchers for just $25. And if you go to 1620thezone.com right now, you can win yourself a nice little staycation. You do have to drive yourself to Lincoln if you're from Omaha, but you could be listening in Lincoln right now. The AVCA First Serve Weekend is coming to Lincoln August 22 to 24, and we're going to send you to Lincoln, get you a little hotel, give you $150 of just spending cash, and tickets to the event. Head to 1620thezone.com and get signed up right now. All right. This is odd. I'm sorry. It's odd, but it's the odd news. Black Cat writes in, odd news after 12. My day is ruined. I know this is very Very disorienting, I'm
Throwing
sure.
everybody off.
For many, many people. But Josh is going to give us the odd news, and then we're just going to continue on about our day. Just act like it never happened.
That's right. We have an answer to one of the greatest mysteries in the sports world.
Mm.
Who farted at Royal Portrush?
Okay, I'm interested. You have my attention.
Scotty Scheffler is dominating the golf world, winning 2 majors this year, including the recent British Open. A lot of people just call it the Open.
The Open Championship. He's the champion golfer of the year.
Scheffler ran away from the pack with a 4-shot victory, asserting his dominance. In fact, his biggest competition may not be from his fellow golfers, but from his own bodily functions.
Oh.
During the second round, Scheffler knocked one stiff on the 12th hole. I hope that's a golf term. But while the ball was in midair, a giant fart ripped through the silence for all the world to hear. As it turns out, it was from Scotty Scheffler himself, as he admitted on this week's episode of Pardon My Take.
They're always getting all the good stuff.
Good get, PMT. Yeah, that was me, Scheffler said to laughter from, and I'm just going to read it the way it's written.
Okay.
Dan Big Cat Cats and PFT commenter. You're out there.
They never say his real name.
Well, that's the bit.
Well, his name is Eric.
Sure.
But they call Dan Big Cat Cats Big Cat. But they say that. They just say there's another guy and his name is PFT commenter. You don't know how insane you sound right now, do you?
Is Dan trying to Dwayne The Rock Johnson us, where he's trying to drop the nickname and
he's trying to be Dan? Coming up soon.
Got to make the 3 or 4 year transition of being Dan Big Cat Cats.
I don't know if he'll ever be able to successfully do that, but I look forward to the attempt if that's what's happening.
You're out there for like 6 hours. You're eating some different food over there. Some stuff is going to happen.
Beans.
Scheffler
It's probably beans.
Scheffler, who said that it was, and Connor, there's just some words people can't say. Okay.
What is it for you?
The golfer Xander Schauffele.
You nailed it.
Okay.
Exactly perfect.
Whew.
Do you have a problem with Xander or Schauffele?
Schauffele.
Yeah. Some people have a problem with Xander because they'll say Xander
or
something like that.
That's Xander showed him the video first.
I used to call him Xander Schaffel because that's what it kind of looks like.
It does.
But he's good, so he gets to be his real name now, Schauffele.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to truck spill of the week. North Carolina Road temporarily closed so crews could clean up this everyday bathroom product.
Everyday bathroom product? Toothpaste.
Ding, ding.
Woo! Thank you.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
North Carolina Road temporarily closed so crews could clean up the minty fresh mess of spilled toothpaste mixed with sawdust. The Asheboro Police Department said on social media that the incident occurred Wednesday morning on Gold Hill Road. Connor, that's between Old Liberty Road and Giles Chapel Road. I know you know this, but for the audience, spilled toothpaste mixed with sawdust may smell good, but it sure is slippery, the department said. The road was reopened Wednesday afternoon.
Never thought about that. Toothpaste is slippery.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Why was it mixed with the sawdust?
Well, I assume that's from like the broken truck.
Oh, okay.
I don't unless they have a special way of making the toothpaste that I didn't know about.
Do they ship it packed in there with the sawdust?
I assume the truck burst open and with it came some sawdust.
Okay.
That'd be my guess.
Okay. This one, my goodness, what a story. We go to Burbank. A man who has been arrested multiple times for sniffing women's rear ends while in public was arrested again this week for the same crime. Khalees Caron Crowder, 38 years young, arrested Tuesday by officers from the Burbank PD at the Walmart. Police had originally responded to nearby Nordstrom Rack in the same shopping center for a report of a man loitering in the women's department. When officers arrived on the scene, they were informed that the suspect had already left the department store, but was located a short while later at the Walmart. Officers used security camera to follow the man as he moved from various departments and observed him following a female customer where he crouched behind the woman and gave her a sniff.
Yeah, sure.
Police confronted the man and eventually detained him. He's out on an active parole for similar crimes, so he's a serial butt sniffer.
What do you think that if you were the judge in the jury and the executioner in this case, Josh, how long would you put the multi-offending butt sniffer away for?
Feels like at least 6 months.
I think you got to go harsher.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times can you sniff until you get the point? He's going to get out of jail and keep sniffing.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, funny you say that. Whoa. Okay.
I'd say like a decade.
There's a sports angle here. If I didn't read this far down.
Does it involve Pat McAfee?
The wife of former Los Angeles Lakers forward Robert Horry accused the man of stalking their daughter. And quote, he needs to be put away for good. Candace Horry.
I'm kind of with her. I think put him out,
or life.
Yeah, it's time to go. Now, I don't know if you'd be able to get a life sentence on that.
Feels harsh.
It feels a little harsh.
Not unwarranted.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So I don't know what the right number is, Josh, but if you let him out, and he's clearly not going to learn his lesson, you let him out in 6 months, he's just going to start sniffing again.
Really no counseling or there's no recovery from that. Like, if that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing.
Yeah. Baptism by Fire writes in on YouTube.
Hi, Baptism.
Wow, what a time to come into the chat.
How'd you meet Connor?
Well,
we got a serial butt sniffer here.
The odd news. That's what happens in the odd news.
That's right.
Jed writes in.
Hi, Jed.
What percentage of odd news stories include Walmarts and or Florida, I wonder? If you combined Walmart and Florida and did a percentage, I mean, we do 3 every day, so we do 15 stories a week, Josh. I'd say 10 out of 15.
On Florida alone, I'll bet it's 5.
Yeah, and then add a couple more on Walmart. Yeah, it's probably in between 50 and 75% Florida and or Walmart.
That sounds about right.
What if you did Florida, Walmart, and across the pond?
I bet you I could get up to 2/3 there.
It's getting really close. We're covering all the bases in that one. All right. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
All right, let's continue on with the show.
Let's.
Here on a Friday, Steve Sipple will, of course, join us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour. We are very, very excited for Sipple to come on the show today. We'll ask him about his steak and his experience at the place that made him a salad. Yeah, I wonder. Because Sipple is the type of guy who,
it's fine.
I was going to say, like, Sipple likes it when people perform. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, okay.
I think he will have glowing things to say about the people who made him the salad at the restaurant. I was just in awe. I was amazed. That'd be my guess.
Appreciates greatness wherever he sees it.
Yes, one of those things. And loves when the people do the first down thing. All right, so yesterday there was a big jump scare that we had on the crossover together, right at the very end of the afternoon crossover. Remember when this happened, Josh?
I do. I was not there, but I was watching.
Yeah, you were listening back in your office, and Josh Peterson came on the microphone and he said, "What is this? North Carolina is moving conferences? What is going on? Conference realignment is happening?" And then I kind of forgot about it for the rest of the day because I realized, like, if that was a real story, so I didn't look into it. So I figured if that was a real thing, it would get, like, reported on more heavily as we went on throughout the day. People would start asking. And so when I went to follow up on this story early this morning, as I was putting the show together, I realized that there wasn't much follow-up on it. And so I wondered what was going on. So I went back to the original source, Josh. The report was from Inside Carolina, which is the North Carolina 24/7 sports site. And I gotta say, pretty disappointing stuff from not this person, although the headline is odd, but the people who aggregated this report from this 24/7 guy. I don't know how this happened. So you tell me, I'll read you the report, Josh, and you tell me if you write the headline afterwards. You tell me if your takeaway is, I believe North Carolina is leaving the ACC, because that's what I saw on Twitter yesterday. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here it is.
Okay.
ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips spoke from the stage for more than 56 minutes on Tuesday at ACC kickoff.
Whoa.
His State of the Conference address effectively kicking off the annual preseason football event again, while touching on a range of big-picture issues from NIL and the transfer portal to the debate surrounding the playoff. He also made sure to underline the appearance of a unified front across the enlarged league. Clemson and Florida State are no longer suing the ACC, with those parties about 4.5 months removed from settling dueling lawsuits, an agreement that Phillips, perhaps predictably painting the terms as a compromise rather than a concession, emphasized will continue to fortify the conference and its future. There's a quote from Phillips about that in here. The increasingly clearer reality, though, is only short-run stability that has been assured for the conference, whose borders stretch from coast to coast now. At the lectern adorned with ACC football logos and graphics on Tuesday at the Hilton Uptown, the ground wasn't figuratively shaking beneath the commissioner's feet. But with the legal settlement significantly decreasing the league's exit fees by tens of millions of dollars and its once ironclad grant of rights media deal dissolved, there's security from the tremors of realignment only for the time being. It continues. As currently constructed, the ACC's days could be numbered, with the Clemson and Florida State settlement agreement providing substantial victory to member schools for exploring possible pathways toward leaving the conference and relocating to greener financial pastures. And any such group interested in seeking a potential departure from the ACC includes North Carolina, multiple sources told Inside North Carolina. The Tar Heels could even be considered at the front of that pack, alongside Clemson, sources said about the next round of realignment that's brewing. Does anything seem imminent at all from that report?
Imminent? Hell no.
I mean, so we obviously, I'm not blaming the North Carolina 24/7 sports guy. But all of a sudden, we see, North Carolina would be a part of a group that would leave the ACC if the ACC does dissolve, or if teams decide they want to get bold and leave the conference. And then they go through, and then this reporter goes through the parameters that it would take to leave the ACC, the exit fees. If you leave before June of 26, it's $147 million. Then it goes down $18 million a year until you get to $75 million in the 2030-2031 season. And it's like, okay, $75 million. So maybe it happens by the time it gets to $75 million, but new TV contracts will be coming up by then. And it wouldn't be surprising to have realignment pop up again by then at all, because new TV contracts will be coming up. Like, I don't know how we got to that yesterday. I think we have some, I guess I don't know who I'm blaming. I'm probably blaming the On3 graphics guy.
Yeah, because you got a rather mundane story there, and how do we get some cliques out of this? Let's kind of overemphasize, hey, UNC's leaving the ACC.
It's a little
probably going to the SEC.
It's a little upsetting. I mean, I'm not, and trust me, I'm the last guy who's sitting in here salivating for more conference realignment. I hate conference realignment. Stop it. Stop conference realigning. It's terrible. So I don't want this. I know there's some people out there who are like, oh, this is kind of boring. We need a conference realignment story. Or they think conference realignment is exciting because it's different and fun and new. Just like the people who think it'd be cool for Indiana to be good at football. Sorry. I had to take a shot there real quick. But
this has a lot more retweets and a lot more engagement than their other stories.
You're talking about the 24/7
UNC tweet, yeah.
What is the headline of the tweet? What's the tweet say?
From On3?
Yeah, no, from the 24/7.
Oh, from Inside Carolina?
Yeah. How's it read?
I had the On3 tweet. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Tell me what any of the headlines are.
The On3 headline is report: North Carolina is exploring a potential move from the ACC to the SEC per Inside Carolina. That is.
I just don't think that's accurate. I just don't think that's accurate based on the reporting that we have in front of our face here. Mm-hmm. Now, once again, would I be surprised if the only newsworthy item I think out of that was if there is some sort of round of realignment, or if teams want to get bold and pay the $165 million exit fee or the $147 million exit fee to leave the ACC, that North Carolina would do that. Like, that's kind of noteworthy, but not ground shaking in any way, shape, or form. And not really even surprising at all either, because if there's going to be realignment, and the ACC is obviously the conference that's in the crosshairs here because of the aforementioned characteristics about it, their grant of rights and their bad TV deal and all this, and the fact that Florida State and Clemson literally sued the league to try and make it get the ability to move around a little bit. Or make it less constrictive. It wouldn't be surprising if anyone else tried to leave that conference. If that happened.
Right. There is no headline from Inside Carolina that even remotely discusses UNC.
The report comes from this story.
Yeah.
ACC kickoff. Commissioner's tone masks UNC's clearer exit path. So there's just nothing there, man.
I mean,
there's just nothing there.
I guess you're really putting lipstick on a pig of a story. Like I guess that's.
I think people
kind of in there.
People want to see realignment happen really bad for some reason, and I can't. Like, we're just addicted to it.
It's good for this time of the year, right? Like not good, but like. It gets traction at this time of the year. Right?
Why are we addicted to realignment? Get addicted to something else. Smoke some cigarettes or something. You'd be like, I have to have a realignment story this summer or I'll die. But I think, there's a lot of people in the college football community who are just like, yeah, let's blow everything up and make everything different and change everything. And so if I get a sniff that there is a school that might be interested in leaving their conference, I'm just going to try and will it into existence, basically. I don't understand.
Got to get the realignment patch.
I do not. Yeah, we do. We should make a promo out of that. That sounds like your next audio bit.
Boom.
You will not remember this when you come back from vacation.
That will not.
This will not be happening, but I can hear it in my head. It's Josh Hodson in his promo-y voice saying, do you find yourself a little bit itchy around late July every year when there hasn't been a realignment story? Let me introduce you to Realignment Patch. You put the patch on, it's just like realignment's happening. It's just like smoking.
It releases cool mentholated endorphins into your body that make you feel the sensation of college sports realignment.
I do not want that sensation. Keep me away from that. So there's a lesson here about media literacy, probably, and there's a lesson here about people wanting dumb things way too much. In my mind, this is just a big nothing burger for me. I get why it's salacious. I get why people want to click on the story, but I don't. I don't know.
That's not
there's nothing concrete in there. That's for sure.
What's happening?
Not what's happening. Yes, it's also fake. Yes. John writes in on the text line.
Hi, John.
Meth is very addicting, and it's not nearly as exhausting as realignment talk. How do you know that meth is so addicting? Just
you seen Breaking Bad?
Reading stuff on the internet?
Yeah.
That's all. Chance writes in.
Hi, Chance.
Someone get me a chiropractor because I'm addicted to realignment. Blackhead says applied directly to the forehead. Yeah, somebody look into that.
Realignment patch applied directly to the forehead. Yeah. Realignment patch applied directly to the forehead.
Speaking of conferences, Greg I was going to say Greg Shanky. Maybe that should be his new name.
Hello.
Greg Shanky.
Good character name.
We are doing nicknames these days.
That's right. Big Tone.
We are doing nicknames these days.
Big Tone and Shanky.
So Mr. Shanky yesterday, did you see his tweet?
I did. Good tweet.
Do you think it's good? Do you think it's good?
I mean, the conference commissioner probably shouldn't be doing that, but if someone else's name would be slapped on it, I'm like, good.
Greetings from that other conference, and it's the SEC logo with the letters TOC in the middle, that other conference. What is this in reference to? So it's to James Franklin, who referred to the SEC as that other conference while not really throwing shade at the SEC. His point when he mentioned that other conference, which is weird. I don't know why James Franklin talks the way he does.
I don't know why he coaches the way he does either.
Why do we have to have 40 quarterbacks? I have no idea. But he was complaining about how the Big Ten has their media days in Vegas, and we talked about it yesterday. And he said, generally, the SEC does a better job at stuff like this. And then he went on a tangent about how conferences should play the same amount of games. Not necessarily that the SEC should play more or that the Big Ten should play less, just they should get on the same page. And during that, he referred to the SEC as that other conference, and that was what Sankey grabbed, and he said, you want to call us that other conference? He said, I think that other conference, when they have their meetings, there's essentially a press conference every single day at the end of the meetings. It keeps people talking about that conference at a time of the year and makes them relevant. We are not doing that. We need to be talking about the Big Ten in our programs, the things that we have done, and making it as accessible to everybody as we possibly can and connecting with the fans. He is complimenting the SEC for something stupid, by the way. And James Franklin is totally ass backwards on his takes this week. Do you want to know what I don't want? People stepping out of meeting rooms. We're talking about school presidents, athletic directors, conference commissioners, stepping out of meeting rooms at a hotel at the Sandestin Resort in Destin, Florida, saying, we just had a meeting. What was it about? And they ask him, what was it about? What did you do in the meeting? Because you know what happens in meetings, Josh, and everybody who's listening to the show knows what happens in meetings. What happens in meetings, everyone? Nothing.
Not a thing.
Nothing happens in meetings. Nothing ever gets decided in meetings.
Stop having meetings.
What if you had a press conference after our meetings and they asked you, what did you do in the meetings? And you would have to say, well, we just wanted to get on the same page and talk about some things. Of course, that's what a meeting is for. You get on. It's not that the meeting itself is pointless, Josh, although some people might think that, depending on the topic of the meeting. It's not that the meeting is pointless. It's that there's rarely ever a resolution after the meeting. What was the meeting about? What did you do?
Synergy.
Sorry, my answer is going to be really disappointing to you because really, we just talked about stuff in a very broad and general way. That's what a meeting is. You know what I never want? A press conference after the stupid meeting. So the Big Ten, in my mind, is actually doing a great thing, and the SEC is doing a stupid thing by doing this. But I guess all James Franklin wants is for more people to talk about the Big Ten all the time. Why don't we have less people talk about the SEC? Why don't we ban them for having their stupid press conference meetings and the commissioner tweeting out things that are compliments to him?
Maybe if Big Ten coaches were accusing each other of being on certain lists, then maybe it would get talked about more.
Jake writes in.
Hi, Jake.
On YouTube. I literally just walked out of a meeting and left the office. Jake, I got a couple questions for you. What'd you do? How was the meeting? Did you decide anything?
Was there food?
Did you have any big picture items that you really attacked and got after and made some
deadlines assigned? Teams assigned?
Yeah. Did you make some real inroads on some things?
Synergy?
Was the answer no to that question? Probably, because it's Friday at noon and nobody wants to go to a meeting.
Not in July.
Not many times. Also, David just got out of a meeting. I'm not saying that meetings are bad. I'm just saying press conferences after meetings are really dumb, and James Franklin should not want to do them.
He does strike me as the guy that's like, I got to tell everyone how hard I'm working, or else what's it all for?
Yeah, seriously. All right, let's take a quick break. By the way, Jed writes in, Connor had me itching for some nicotine. Sorry. Sorry if you're trying to quit.
Yeah, I'm probably going to turn that into a promo before I leave for today.
Right. Oh, whoa. Josh's last act before vacation. Exciting. Applied directly to the forehead. All right, back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, couple more stories flying in here. How you met Connor?
How'd you meet?
Have you met Connor?
That's right.
How'd you meet Connor? All right. Josh Peterson.
Oh, I know him.
Show.
Host of the Groin Kick Chronicles.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the Groin Kiss Chronicles.
That is a great point, Josh.
Which is a different podcast.
I met Connor when Brett Kane,
BK,
dear friend Brett Kane, called me and said, "Hey, Peterson, want to come to the cigar bar?" I also met Chris Hetty at that gathering as well. Hashtag lunch with Happer. Hashtag Happer origin story.
Feel free to send us your Happer origin story.
And then Brett Kane himself comments in,
"Whoa,
dear friend of mine, great radio host in Denver, Colorado, also huge idiot," writes in, "I met Happer when he was dumpster diving outside of a Wendy's. He asked if I had any cheese because he liked cheese. It was the lowest point of his life." I cannot verify that story, but people have said that about me. I look like I like some cheese.
You do. You like some cheese. Can't deny that.
Jason writes in.
Hello, Jason. Welcome to the show.
The first time I met Connor, his palms were sweaty. His knees were weak. His arms were heavy. There was vomit on his sweater already.
What was it, though?
Sipple's spaghetti. And a couple of the words to that song are altered to make it seem like it was me going through the night that Eminem was in that rap battle.
Okay, interesting.
Also, Jason is now requesting AVCA tickets for being funny.
That's not how it works.
It's not. I wish it was.
It's not at my discretion.
It's not my thing. Exactly, Josh. That's what you have to tell people. I don't pick the people.
I don't have the agency to pick the contest winner.
That's right. If it was based on merit of how funny you were,
there'd be a lot of people going to the AVCA show.
That's right. I mean, giving them things out like candy.
This audience has been funny today.
Yeah, you guys rock. You guys are really, really funny. There was another thing that I was going to get to too. Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of Eminem, I've seen one clip from the new Happy Gilmore movie so far. Did you know that Eminem is in this movie?
I did. I heard it on a podcast earlier this week.
So I hope I'm not spoiling anything by saying this, and I hope that you guys don't care about spoiling Happy Gilmore 2. I just, it's okay. It's all right. I don't know the ending for the record, but Eminem is in there, and apparently he plays the guy who was in the last movie saying jackass a whole bunch. That guy, he plays that guy. Now I believe that he passed in real life.
The man?
Yes.
I'll find out. I think you're probably right.
Felt like that was relatively recently.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Eminem plays what is said to be his son, his character's son in that movie, and says,
yes, Joe Flaherty sadly passed last year.
There you go. And, says the thing, his dad's catchphrase a lot, and then I believe gets eaten by an alligator.
Whoa.
So sorry. I don't know if he made it out, but last time I saw Eminem, there was alligators eating him.
So on this podcast, they talked about, they had some of the people in the movie on the podcast.
Okay.
And they said, I have extensive notes from the production company that says I can talk about the Eminem cameo, and there are 3 cameos that I cannot talk about.
Ooh.
And the interviewer said, I haven't seen the movie. The entire movie has been spoiled for me on this piece of paper one way or the other.
Oh, no.
But there are certain cameos I cannot talk about. I would not have known they existed because I have not seen the movie. So let's just extrapolate. A cameo in this movie that you can't talk about. Tiger Woods is in this movie, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you're guessing, right?
Yes.
I'm going to say with about 95% certainty Tiger Woods is in this movie.
Like
yeah.
a golf cameo that you cannot talk about. They were like, yeah, man, Scotty Scheffler's in this movie, Rory McIlroy's in this movie, Bryson's in this movie. Like, so I'm like, okay.
Almost 100%.
Every current golfer is in this movie. There's cameos we can't talk about. Who would be so under wraps that we wouldn't want to sully it by mentioning it beforehand?
A great guess. And I'm going to completely and uncautiously subscribe to that theory, Josh. Okay. Yes.
I don't know what the other ones were. It sounded like there were multiple.
I am sure there's someone in our listening audience who has seen the movie already and can tell us the answer to that question. Jason guesses Bill Murray. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to talk about Bill Murray. Bill Murray's in everything. He's a cameo in everywhere.
He does do a lot of cameos.
Yeah. Now, I hope it's not Bill Murray's son. Be trying to fight Greg McDermott.
He would lose.
He would. He's a lot taller than him. And bigger in general. Talking about rings and all that crap.
Let's put that fight on Groin Kiss Chronicles.
I would love to. I would love to. So speaking of rings, by the way, here's something that happened at Big Ten Media Days. Jed, listen up. Ohio State had their day on Tuesday, the same day as Nebraska. Michigan had their day in the sun yesterday. That is when Michigan defensive end Derek Moore spoke at his side session with the media. And he has this to say about Ohio State's national championship. Remember when Ohio State won the national championship?
It does ring a bell, yes.
Quote, I'll congratulate them on the win, but it's not a real win if y'all ain't beat us. I'm going to congratulate them on their win, but this year it's going to be different. Which brings up the question, was Ohio State's national championship real? Because they failed to beat Michigan yet again. People are wondering about this, Josh.
So,
would you like me to finish the quote?
No, do you need to? Do you feel the need to?
I mean, there's more words in here, so it could only get worse for him. If the playoff extension wasn't around, they wouldn't have won the national championship. We pretty much look at it like, hey, man, y'all had an easy little run. We helped y'all along the way, so we pretty much helped y'all build back up. But like I said, after that game, they dominated everybody that came in front of them, so I give all the credit to them. They won. This is now Sharon Moore echoing Derek Moore's thoughts.
Whoa.
They won. They won the national title. They were the best team at the end of the year, so I give them all the credit that they get. They were all deserving. They played really well. They obviously won it all, so kudos to them.
Okay, that's wild for a coach to do this. Not so wild for a player or a fan.
Now, he didn't say that it was fake, but he was like, yeah, nice job. Okay, whatever. They won. Congrats. Why are you asking me about this?
I'm just trying to hey, okay, if Nebraska, I'm going to do it this way. If Nebraska won a national title and lost to Creighton in the regular season, Creighton fans would say, well, it doesn't count. You didn't beat us. And if Creighton were to win a national title, but lose to Nebraska in the regular season, the Husker fans would be in the chat saying, did you really win a national title if you didn't beat us?
With great certainty.
As much as I would like to go, this is stupid for people to act like, it would absolutely happen here.
It would. Mm-hmm. You're right. But it's funny.
It is.
It is funny.
It would be super annoying if we were in the middle of it.
As we remember, or maybe you don't, a couple of weeks ago, Jeremiah Smith, wide receiver from Ohio State, maybe the best player in college football, probably the best player in college football. He went on, he was quoted in a story from The Athletic. He said the following about Michigan. I'm not a sore loser, but I hate losing, and I hate losing to the team up north. That was pretty crazy. In the end, I think it really helped us play the way we did in the playoff, but I didn't want to go to Ohio State and lose to that team up north. I just hate them. Just something about them. For the next 2 years, I promise you, I will not lose to them. I can't lose to them in the next 2 years.
Oh, no.
And then Derek Moore was asked to respond to those comments at media days yesterday, the Michigan defensive lineman. And he said, quote, I ain't really got no reaction to it. All I can say to that is see y'all in November. If that's how he feel, that's how he can feel. But when November comes around and it's time to play, we're going to see then.
Okay, that's not as fun a quote.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, you never want to hear, all right, fine, we'll see you on the field. I want to hear them talk more trash to each other. It's a lot of fun. Moore, according to 11warriors.com, was central to Michigan's flag plant at midfield during the whole fracas. Remember that? Spray the what do they call that? The pepper spray?
Yeah.
That was wild.
Remember that happened?
That was wild. And then Ohio State won the national championship and everyone forgot about it. He did not plant the flag, but he was instrumental in planting it. I don't know what that means.
Did he go get the flag and hand it to the planter?
I would have to watch the video again, but okay, actually, there's a quote on this. Here we go. I was actually trying to just run around the field with the flag, and I was running around with the flag, and I got pushed and stuff like that. So I ended up talking trash, and the next thing, the flag ended up coming out of my hand, and then the whole scuffle turned out. But looking back on that, I probably got 2 views on it. I feel like I could have done a better job as a leader not letting it get out of hand like that. Pretty much just celebrating with my teammates and things like that. But at the same time, I feel like right there is pretty much why people come to Michigan or Ohio State. It's because of rivalries and atmospheres like that. I feel like right there is going to be a good leap into going into this year again.
Right there.
He, of course, offered some thoughts on the state of Ohio proposing a law which would make flag planting a felony. Remember that?
I sadly do.
This story is great. Quote, it's actually pretty crazy. For like a whole month straight, they had a picture of me with the flag on the field, and it was pretty much captioned criminal or something like that. I'm like, bro, wow. I'm a criminal now just because I was running around with a flag or to plant a flag. I feel like that's actually crazy. But all I got to say, hey, man, that's Ohio for you. That's Ohio for you, man.
That's Ohio for you.
That's what he said.
That's a good
love
quote.
College football.
That might be my favorite quote.
How good is college football, guys? What a sport. It's almost like when we play it, it's a lot better than when we talk about it.
Yes.
So much fun. All right. We'll be back. Sipple's going to join us at the top of the hour. I would like to bounce a thing that Major League Baseball is doing this weekend off of Mr. Josh.
Baseball.
Josh likes fashion.
I do.
We'll see what Josh's takes are on the latest fashion trends in Major League Baseball after the break on 1620 The Zone. This weekend, Major League Baseball will be throwing on retro stuff. Because
retro stuff.
It is Hall of Fame induction weekend.
That's right.
Always great to talk about baseball in history.
Love that.
So there will be different uniforms and different caps going on this weekend. And so I would like Josh to take a gander at the old YouTube screen right now. If you're watching along with us, you can see this as well. Of course, they formatted this for Instagram.
IG,
so
baby.
It's stupid looking, but there are some examples of some caps that you'll see this weekend. They recently added more caps to Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So
I like a lot of these.
Okay, all right, that's a good start. So I would like to note a couple things.
Okay.
The Royals, the Yankees, and the Tigers all
same cap?
No, it's not the same cap.
Okay,
Their letters
yes.
just got bigger. And that is how they'll look this weekend.
The Mets as well.
Where are the Mets?
Well, I don't know if their letters got bigger, I guess.
Where even are the Mets?
Next to the
yeah, no, I think they're staying.
Okay.
They've always had the same.
Mm-hmm.
They've always had the same logo. Like they've never really done anything different with their hats. Which kudos to that franchise. That's a good deal for them. So you'll get, if you're a fan of nostalgia from the mid 2000s, they'll have something for you. Shout out to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Shout out to the Florida Marlins, and the Washington Nationals. Not going Expos, but going DC. When they first moved there. They didn't go with like any Senator stuff or anything like that. They went with the 05 hats, which is kind of odd. Shout out to Tampa Bay, going back to the Devil Ray, something that they've reintroduced to their color scheme lately. The Angels and the Rockies hats, and the Braves hat, I believe, are unchanged. I don't think anything happened with that.
Pirates as well,
and
right?
The Cubs and the Pirates, yes, unchanged. Mariners kind of as well.
Yeah, I own 3 of these hats.
Nice. You are a fashionista, Josh.
I have a Brooklyn Dodgers hat, I have that Blue Jays hat, and I have that Marlins hat. Who friend of the show, Michael Bruntz, called a sweet lid.
Isn't that great when Bruntz compliments you?
It was like praise from Caesar. Let me tell you.
He's got a bunch of hats. He's a hat guy.
I didn't know I wanted that praise, and he heaped it on me. I was like, okay,
feels
great.
Feels awesome.
Huh?
The A's going back to some Kelly Green this weekend.
That's a good looking hat.
I wanted to really shout out the Minnesota Twins, though.
Underrated hat.
They have always had great hats until right now. Until the last 2 years, when they got rid of that M logo with the lines under it, that just screams Metrodome to me.
Yeah.
And then
Big league.
The TC.
TC is a great hat.
The TC logo hat is awesome, and they don't wear it anymore. They gave it up to wear their stupid whatever they're doing, the M. I think. Unless they got rid of those hats and brought back the TC at this point, but I remember that being a big thing a couple years ago. So there you go. If you're watching baseball this weekend, you might notice that they're wearing weird stuff. Also, I have no idea what that Giants logo is. If you're watching along with this on YouTube, I have never seen that in my life, and I don't know how or why they will put it on that hat.
It's their logo from 47 to 54.
Okay, I've never seen that before. They could have picked a lot of different logos.
They could have.
And they went with the worst one possible. That is a bad logo.
That is correct, what you're saying.
Okay. Thank you, Josh. Thanks for checking in on that one. So there you go. That's some good hats this weekend. Josh might end up buying another hat by the end of the week.
It depends on how much baseball I watch this weekend.
You're going to be chilling. You're going to be on your butt doing nothing.
I know. Yeah, why not? Order a hat.
One more quick story before we get to Sipple here.
Okay.
And this is actually a great lead-in for Sipple, because who does Sipple hate? LeBron James.
Oh, okay.
So Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? This could very easily be an odd news story. I honestly am kind of surprised that it's real. But apparently there is a bunch of AI videos going around depicting LeBron James being pregnant.
What? Like a junior situation? Like pregnant?
No, there's a video that I saw in preparation for talking about this story today, that LeBron James is pregnant and he's getting wheeled into the hospital, and like Steph Curry is the doctor or something like that. At the end is like, it's a boy or something.
What?
It's one of the most absurd things I've ever seen. LeBron James saw these videos on the internet. It was like, hey, I'm not pregnant. This is fake.
I have to get it out there that I'm not pregnant.
And so his legal team has issued a cease and desist.
The baby has a full beard.
Did you see that? Did you see the video, Josh?
I'm watching it now.
It's garbage AI slop. It's awful. But LeBron,
I don't want those South Park guys getting to me.
LeBron issued a cease and desist to people who are creating AI generated videos depicting him as pregnant, and their Instagram accounts are apparently getting banned. At least 3 Instagram accounts that have gathered millions of views on non-consensual AI videos of LeBron James have been deleted by Instagram. When asked by 404 Media whether it had received a cease and desist letter from James, Meta, the people who run Instagram, refused to comment.
All right, that feels like a yes.
El Scorcho writes in on Twitter,
hi, El Scorcho.
LeBron James, don't put it on the internet that I'm pregnant. Do not put it on the internet.
Too late.
LeBron James is pregnant. Otherwise, you will get a cease and desist. Thus, I would have never, ever in my life heard about or seen this story had LeBron not done a cease and desist.
Correct.
And now everyone...
Now I know.
Now everyone is doing videos of LeBron being pregnant. He's just going to get more mad. Don't you know, LeBron? This is what the internet does. Don't react to them. Don't give them anything. They will keep making you pregnant. They're going to keep making videos of you being pregnant. It's going to get worse. You're going to be more pregnant. You're going to be pregnant again.
More pregnant.
So that's what's going on in LeBron town today.
Sometimes you just got to let some stuff slide.
Jeff Wright said, where can I find this video? I will not spread the LeBron James pregnancy videos, and I will not tell you how to get there, but you can find them.
I will tell you search bars exist on your various apps.
I can't tell you that.
Came right up.
I can tell you that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Before we take a break, a trade-in in Major League Baseball today. The Yankees are acquiring Ryan McMahon in a trade with the Colorado Rockies. Wow, this is a horrible deal. This is a great deal, actually, for Nick, because a player from his second favorite team gets to go to his first favorite team.
Everyone in my house is still happy. It's great.
All right. Steve Sipple is our next guest. We'll see what he thinks about all the LeBron pregnancy rumors.
Good.
And more after this on 1620 The Zone.
Steve Sipple,
Hut, hut, hey!
The conversation gets even more uncomfortable, okay?
Omaha!
Steve Sipple on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Back from Las Vegas, Steve Sipple from HuskerOnline.com joins us right now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Hi, Sipple. How are you?
Good, Happer. How are you?
Very good. Very, very good. So, what was your favorite part about the Golden Steer? Was it the steak? Was it the atmosphere? Or was it the fact that they made the Caesar salad right there on the table in front of you?
I think that's kind of common. Hasn't been common in my life. My favorite part was the atmosphere for sure, because it's an old timey place. It feels like you're walking into like a high end steakhouse in Council Bluffs. It's
why Council Bluffs?
Just kind of reminds me of Council Bluffs.
Poll question: does Vegas remind you of Council Bluffs?
But anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I guess the main thing I enjoyed was the atmosphere. I mean, because I was told, okay, Simple, you got to look at booth 7. That was Ali's booth, and we were fortunate to get into this main area of the restaurant because Sean made the reservation in April. Like as soon as he found out
the dates
and media days was in Vegas, that was the first thing he did. Was made the reservation. So we sat in the main area where, Ali's booth 7, and then we were right close to the booth, Elvis's booth, where there's they get this gold record for a year. It's the Elvis gold record. The restaurant only gets it for a year, but it's hanging there. It's cool. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of luminaries. Joe DiMaggio, Marilyn Monroe, Frank Sinatra they frequented the place. If you watch the movie Casino, Golden Steer was featured prominently. Not that thing is, they kind of recreated it somewhere else in Vegas, but whatever. That was my favorite part of it.
Okay, so I have a couple follow-ups. So you weren't impressed by the Caesar making the Caesar salad on the table? That didn't do anything for you? That didn't move you at all?
Oh, I mean, I will say this. Here's the thing, that Caesar salad discussion. People kept telling me you got to get the Caesar salad. It's incredible. It's kind of known for that. I'm like, really, Caesar salad? Like, how good could a Caesar salad possibly be? Then when you eat it, you're like, oh God, I was so wrong. This is a strangely good Caesar salad. Like, I don't know how to characterize or describe what makes a Caesar salad good, but it's weird. It's a weirdly good Caesar salad.
Yeah.
And it's an ingredients discussion, and they do kind of tell you what they're doing, but it's moving fast, and you usually don't, you don't have a notebook sitting there. You're not ripping down the ingredients. So I don't know, one of the guys, Greg Peterson, that was with us, took a video, and I kind of want to get that video.
Yeah. Well, it starts with an egg, right? And then they just mix a bunch of, and then all of a sudden they dump the lettuce in, and it becomes a salad.
Well, there's several ingredients.
But the first one is egg.
Is it?
I think so. I've seen a video of it.
Yeah, so that was good. That was really good, and they have their own type of seasoning that they give you, and it's really good. So yeah, it's a special experience for sure. I would recommend Golden Steer to anybody that goes to Vegas. It's just you kind of play hell getting in. I mean, it's hard to get a reservation.
One more question about Golden Steer. This is asked by someone else, not me, but I will pass along the question. What did you wear to the Golden Steer?
Just a polo shirt and jeans, that's fine. I mean, it wasn't, that's what most people, a lot of people were kind of wearing similar things. You can do that. I had nice shoes on. So it was fine.
Okay, good.
You don't have to get dressed up there.
No, yeah. I think a polo, and I'm glad you remembered what that was. I'm glad the polo, you had that on you, and I'm sure it sufficed just fine. Another question, non-football related for you before we actually get to the football stuff. Do you remember when you met me?
You?
Yes, me.
No. I imagine it was at the ticket, right?
Probably, or maybe at a media thing before that, because you used to be our only guest on when me and Jake and Laney did the morning show.
You, Jake Swanson, and Laney Holstein.
Yes, the three amigos. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did the morning show, and we had a 2-hour show, and you are our only guest for the entire week. And we had you Fridays at 7:30, and your intro song was Ramblin' Gamblin' Man by Bob Seger. And it was great. And then we probably met at sometime after that.
Okay. Yeah, that all makes very good sense. I always enjoyed those appearances because you guys were so young. It was always
we were very young. Yes.
Yeah, you were very young, and I was still, I was pretty old, and yeah, I for some reason I enjoyed it, and I did it. I love that intro. It's probably the best intro song anybody's ever given me.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm sure you picked it. You must have chosen that song.
I think I might have told young Jake, but you guys were very with it. It was a fun appearance.
Incredibly.
I didn't know. I gotta tell you though, I didn't know I was the only guest all week.
Yeah, because we didn't. It was only 2 hours, so we just didn't feel like we wanted to have any guests, or maybe we couldn't get them. I don't know. Maybe not everyone viewed our youth as a bonus like you did, Sipple.
Yeah, I'm honored that you just said that. God, thank you. In hindsight for that.
Of course, we were very, very honored to have you on the show. Okay, so the football stuff in Vegas from Matt Rule and others. I'm sure there's like several takeaways. But I was going to ask you about some of the big picture stuff, and I assume we're going to get into the kind of the comments that Rule had about what Scott Frost said. Do you think is that an accurate portrayal of both what Scott had at his fingertips and what Rule has now in terms of what they're working with?
Well, you're asking me basically. Rule said what he walked into was not a good job.
Right.
He made the case very well, right? It was, there was a lot of sort of confusion with NIL at that point, mainly as it related to Trev Alberts and his relationship with the Peds and what they're going to do going forward, which solidified after Trev left. The Peds involvement solidified only after Trev departed. And that's now and I would say most people listening to the show right now have no idea when Frost was here how important the Peds were. In part because I think the athletic director muddied up those waters, the former athletic director. So I think Rule is talking about that. He's also made reference to the practice field being substandard, as well as the playing field at Memorial Stadium, which caused like an inordinate amount of knee injuries. He's talking about, he referred to the fact there wasn't even any saunas. He referred to the sports nutrition program being much better now than it was. I was struck by the entire conversation, in part because I thought to myself as he was talking, why did you take the job? But he answered that very well. I asked him.
You asked the question that started the whole thing.
Yeah, well, and then as he was talking, I asked him during the spiel, like, well, okay, it was not a good job. Why'd you take it? Well, he answered it well. He said, because I like going into projects that are fix-it projects. Interestingly, I never really considered it a fix-it project at the time. Not a horrible one. So yeah, I didn't. But God, he laid it out well, and it was very interesting to me. And I got to tell you, things move so fast, and you're always in our business now on to the next thing so fast. I haven't even fully unpacked it in my brain yet.
Yeah.
Which to do in the next couple of days.
There's a lot in there for sure. No doubt about it. We talked about it quite a bit afterwards. And like you said, there's probably 45 different arms to it and different directions that you could go. But one of my main takeaways was like, I don't know that it's fair to characterize Scott's situation, as like a bad one, although that's kind of how he made it. That's how Rule made it seem a little bit, because he said it was a bad job. I think one of the main differences in how Rule has got the investment that he's gotten is him. It's his vision, right? Like it's not like the money just appeared and the investment just appeared out of thin air, out of nowhere. Like Rule is the person who kind of is the architect of all of it, even though he's not actually the person who's paying for these things to happen. But you do have to have the vision. And I always felt like Frost kind of, that was where he fell short a little bit.
Well, a little bit, but I think Rule would tell you the vision for the training complex was Frost's staff.
That's true. Yep.
I mean, that was their vision. Rule's reaping the rewards from it, and Rule would be the first to tell you that. It's a very. Then the whole part about Rule's an interesting guy, as we all know now, and the other thing about Rule is he's his own guy, and he doesn't necessarily. He's not always interested in going with the grain. For him to come out and say, "Hey, we just put up a big photo of Frost in the coach's headquarters," and I took a picture of it and showed it to this Ryan Callahan, who's I think like a DFO, the director of football operations type. I mean, a lot of Nebraska fans don't want to hear that, but they don't want to hear that level of empathy that Rule showed Frost. I was just struck by Rule. He knows that, and he didn't care.
Yep.
And I do look at it as sort of a leadership move that says, you know what, I'm the Nebraska coach now, and I'm part of this. I'm part of, I'm going to be part of the lore here, so to speak. And I'm going to take care of our guys, our former guys too. I'm going to take care of one of our own. You guys can say what you want about him. I'm going to embrace it. I do have a level of empathy for him. So that's Rule talking. To me, that's really interesting, because I like Rule's willingness to go against the grain on stuff.
Yeah.
And he was going against the grain on that.
Well, he definitely knows. He definitely knows which way the wind's blowing, and if he feels like, hey, the temperature's too hot on whether it's this situation or any other thing that happens, like, hey, maybe direct your attention over here, or we can talk about something different entirely, or hey, I'm going to give you the real, stuff on how it was and things like that. He knows that he has the ability to kind of sway how people feel in the fan base, and I think he uses that to his advantage quite often. Like, it's an interesting quality about him for sure, because he knows the pulse 100%.
Yeah, he knew he was going against it a little bit.
Yeah,
but he was making a point, and again, now I just go back to the original statement, which when he said it was not a good job. And I don't know, you might have on your show portrayed it that way. I wasn't.
No, definitely didn't think about it that way at the time. No.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it that way. That's why when I say I'm still trying to sort of unpack it, I guess I was doing that a little bit with the NIL part, which I thought it was like, I thought Nebraska was doing a good job. I still think they were, like when I talked about like Jared Lambrick, who was the chief of staff, I still believe that Jared was on the cutting edge. What I believe was the pushback he was getting from the AD was the issue. All that stuff was lost in the fan base because it'd be impossible for them to know what was going on. But Nebraska was very much at the forefront of NIL, but within the administration made it pretty complicated for everybody. And I think that's what Rule was talking about.
Football wise, Sipple, Any interesting sort of nuggets about this year's team that you picked up or that you learned over the last couple of days as we head into camp?
Yeah, we could do a whole show on it. Like Rule just coming out and saying Tyler Knack will start preseason camp number 1 at right tackle. Now, I heard it. I mean, it's not like I hadn't heard it. But I was pleasantly surprised that the head coach just laid it out. There was that. I mean, now Rule didn't talk so much about Teddy, but I'd watched Teddy. I think Teddy Prohaska's ready to make a big run. That's not Knack's job automatically by any stretch. Gunnar Gatula's in that conversation, and Teddy's very much in that conversation. That was illuminating to me. I didn't necessarily know they were going to start without Corcoran, start camp without Turner Corcoran.
Yeah.
I can't say I knew that. He was very definitive in talking about Isaiah Mosey's move to running back. That was, I thought worthwhile for sure. So yeah, but I thought the offensive line discussion was the most interesting. Where they're at right tackle it sort of encapsulates how well they've built depth up front on offense. So yeah, there's a lot. There's actually a lot.
You wrote something today in your tunnel talk that I found, I kind of perked up a little bit. So there's been some mystery.
Glad it perked.
Most everything you write, Sipple, I'm like, wow, this is incredible. I really enjoy this.
Wow, look at this.
It's awesome. But tight end room has been a sort of a mystery. There's a bunch of different bodies, and not a lot of them have a lot of experience, especially at Nebraska. But two interesting figures in the room, Mac Markway and Heinrich Harburg. You wrote a little bit about both of them today. What should we expect from Mac Markway this year, the transfer from LSU?
Yeah, I mean, a guy that's flown under the radar a little bit because he came in and he got hurt a bit. Remember, he came here from LSU last, I don't know, was it September or August? But he immediately got hurt. Immediately was injured, so just didn't hear much about him. I didn't hear much about him. But now you're going to start hearing about him. I mean, he's going to be a major factor in the tight end room. There's 4 guys there, that are most germane to the discussion. The principals are Lindenmeyer. I'd almost do them in order: Lindenmeyer, Markway, Carter Nelson, and Heinrich. And so, keep in mind that Markway started as a true freshman at LSU. Okay, that's saying a lot right there. Now, he only had 3 catches, but he played as a true freshman at LSU. So, and he's prominent. He'll be prominent in that plan. Lindenmeyer is a rising player, I'd say. Those guys are, my interpretation is they're inline guys that can block, and that'll be a lot of their role. But Markway can go out and catch a ball, and so can Lindenmeyer. So, Markway's, I think by the end of August, we'll see Markway as a prominent player on offense.
Yeah, interesting. That'll be one of the things we're watching starting camp on Monday. Can you believe it, Sipple? It's here.
Well, it's good, isn't it? I'm happy.
You seem happy.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot. It's good from the standpoint now we don't have to be overly creative when we go about writing and talking about this stuff. It's going to be right in front of us, right?
That's exactly right. That's what makes it, it'll start getting fun starting on Monday. Sipple, thanks. Enjoy your weekend as always, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for the memories.
Thanks for the memories. All right, see ya. There he goes.
You're hearing it more and more this week.
Somebody commented on one of our podcast episodes, because I did my classic Sipple thing where, I don't know, I think I was talking about Dylan Raiola, and it wasn't abundantly clear that we were talking about Dylan Raiola, so I went back and I said, Dylan Raiola, the quarterback, Nebraska. And somebody commented on the YouTube video, and they were like, whoa, what's up with the shot at Sipple? What's up with making fun of Sipple? And I'm like, yeah, exactly.
It's a loving homage.
A loving homage, first of all. And if I didn't make fun of Sipple, I would be literally the only person in the entire state to not make fun of Sipple.
A whole state.
I can't be that. I can't be that guy. I can't just be nice to him all the time. I have to make fun of him.
In broadcasting school,
We've known each other for 10 years.
It's a good idea to zag every once in a while. That's not where you want to zag.
No, that's not the place where I'm zagging. That's for sure. So he didn't really have an answer. So Charles writes in, when did Sipple meet Happer? He didn't really have an answer, but he was just like, yeah, probably, I don't know, at the ticket, or something like that. But obviously, the first time we met, not memorable. Not memorable.
Didn't have that zing like when you met Stibbs.
No. Or apparently Josh about getting cigars.
Oh, yeah.
I once again, I find it difficult to believe that was the first time that I met, but I guess. But yes, I've known Sipple for 10 years now.
It's been a decade.
He's been my father ever since.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take a quick break, and we have more to come, including, let's see. Some pretty good stuff out of Tales from the transfer portal. I guess we'll just put it that way.
Ooh,
that's pretty good. And we'll see what else we run into when we return on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. Mac Markway. Josh, you didn't remind me.
But everyone was talking. I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
I remembered. Mac Markway. So here's a take. And we're going to find out real fast when camp starts next week. But I think I mean, I don't even feel like this is that hot of a take. I think Mac Markway is going to have the most catches, probably like by far, out of anybody in that tight end room.
Whoa.
I don't know how good he'll be. I just think he's probably the most complete player there. Now, do you count Carter Nelson? And what do they do with him? I don't know. But I think to a certain extent, first of all, the Lindenmeyer thing, like, good player. I don't need him downfield running routes all the time. All right.
Fair.
I think his value is a little bit closer to line of scrimmage. Maybe he changes that on, that thought about him this year, but that's the way I see him at the moment. And then I think the Heinrich stuff has kind of been oversold a bit, I think it probably is maybe a little bit oversold.
Just a little, you think?
I don't know. We know him.
Lot?
We know him in the sense that he's played quarterback for Nebraska before and filled in admirably in 2023. But yeah, I think it's probably difficult. It's a difficult thing to do, and I wonder what kind of gadgety stuff they do with him. But I sense that there's probably a limited impact there. That's just my thought as of now. I think things probably can change going into camp. Markway, once again, I'm saying leading catch guy in the tight end room. Just to be clear.
Oh, okay.
If you're gonna
important distinction.
If you're gonna put it on the internet or something like that,
which you should,
which don't put it on the internet about anything.
Connor is not pregnant.
No, definitely don't put AI videos on the internet that I am pregnant. Although it'd be funny. I probably won't actually.
Oh,
I won't. I probably won't.
Interesting way to combat that.
Let's see. Oh yes, from the Tales from the Transfer Portal. Some pretty interesting stuff here. This is a player by the name of Taj Rael. He played last year at Memphis for a few games before he was ultimately suspended and kicked off the team. He is now surfaced at Purdue. That's where he's going to spend his next year of college football. But it surrounds Taj Rael and screenshots of some Instagram messages that Taj Rael shared with UTSA quarterback Owen McCown before UTSA won against Memphis 44-36 last year on November 2nd.
So these are real, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Instagram messages that entail pictures of the playbook and the signals, and messages that say, I'll send you a better list showing you the call, but they run quarters and none of their safeties can cover, by the way. No reroutes on the slot. The field safety is the weakest link in the defense. His hamstring is hurting, but he's running out of eligibility. So when you play him, he's number 0. And he shared those messages, and that was after, I believe, he had been removed from the team and maybe colluded against Memphis. Yes, great call by that guy to do that.
Why would this person do this?
He didn't. He wanted Memphis to lose, it seems.
Can I just recklessly speculate?
Sure.
Is he also betting on the game after handing
no
over
evidence
these
to
state
suggest
secrets?
that? No evidence to suggest that.
Would it be out of pocket to think that is happening?
Maybe. Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit. I wouldn't necessarily go there.
Just for the lulls.
He's trying to get hooked on with another place, maybe, and is trading information. He's saying, here. Because the response message from McCown was, Bet, but let me know if they cut your stuff. I'll put in a word. Meaning like, hey, this guy's going to be in the transfer portal. Maybe we'll go get him. You know, I could get you hooked up with UTSA or something like that.
Then he can send our stuff to somebody else.
He ended up at Purdue.
That's why Purdue's so bad.
Yeah.
Everyone knows their signals.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They had to take this guy who's doesn't seem like a great guy.
He does not. No, you are correct.
Quick phone call here from John,
Hi, John.
On the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Hi, John.
Hey, thanks, Connor. Thanks for having me on the phone.
Sure.
So I'm going to take it back to tight ends here. I think I just kind of jumped in the truck and I heard you talking about expectations for Harburg, for Heinrich. And I'm thinking to who we've had playing that position the last couple of years in Fedoni. And I think Harburg's athleticism, his plus side, is vastly over what Fedoni showed on the field in the last couple of years. No disrespect.
Maybe, but I mean, Fedoni was a relatively productive tight end, though. I mean, he was a pretty good player.
Yeah, how many touchdowns did he have?
He had 0, famously, I believe, last year. Yeah.
So I mean, Harburg, not to call the shot, but I think we got a guy who could compete for all conference type levels. That guy's 6'5", 6'6".
Okay.
230.
That is
235.
Hey, I don't blame you, John. I don't blame you for it, John. But I'm that's not currently the way I'm thinking about him. But you do you go out on a limb there. I don't mind the prediction.
Put it on the board.
Put it on the board.
Connor.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. You think you got it all conference tight end in the Heine, man?
He's certainly more fluid, right? Like he can move a little better.
Well, did you see Fedoni's catch in training camp?
Yeah, and it only took 19 braces on his body to do that.
You can't make fun of him because of injuries, Josh.
I can make fun of him for coming out there looking like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's an imposing figure. Yeah.
He is.
I don't know. I want to see how this all goes. I think there is a variety of different possibilities of things that we could get from Heine.
There's a Heine package.
Well, is it? Are we just talking about a Heine package, or is there going to be? Is he going to play? Is he going to play a lot? Is he going to be the starter? Is how many catches he's going? Like what? I think the range of what we could potentially get from him is just incredibly wide. Incredibly wide. That's why I'm going into it thinking, let's keep the expectations low. I also think there's a lot of, like I said before, there's a lot of guys in that room. And I don't know, but we'll see what happens with the Markway thing. But it's not like I've heard glowing things about any of their tight end play. You know what I mean? He just at least Markway feels like a guy, who's closer to the complete package.
You're doing all this on Carter Nelson's birthday?
Sometimes I forget about Carter Nelson. Maybe I shouldn't, because
we drove a truck to that guy's school to get him to say yes.
No.
Oh, was that a different guy? I'm sorry.
That was Grant Bricks.
I'm sorry. It was. You're right.
I think.
Yeah. No, you're right.
No.
Or did they do it? They didn't do it twice.
Carter Nelson.
They did a stunt, right?
Saban went out there on the PJ.
Oh, yeah. Now look at him.
He's retired.
Yeah.
And people are talking about him on the news, apparently. That's according to the text messages.
Okay, so I messed that one up. But yeah, I kind of felt like Carter Nelson would be more involved.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I shouldn't make any predictions. Maybe I should just wipe out all the predictions that have been made in these last 10 minutes about tight ends.
Prediction.
Maybe
an interesting angle for sports radio.
Any predictions that you have heard in the last 10 minutes are null and void. They explode after this segment ends.
We're gonna Men in Black zap you at the end of this segment. Be ready. All right, everybody, look right here.
How would you line them up? Who has the most catches? I know that it's not a complete picture of tight end impact.
Okay, sure.
You have 4 options: Lindenmeyer, Markway, Heine, and Mr. Ainsworth.
Markway.
So you agree with me, but only because I made the case and nobody else has made the case for the other people.
I want to see the two of them the most early in the season.
The odds-on favorite is Lindenmeyer.
Yes. I want to know what I have in the other two while I can play around with the roster.
Maybe I'm being too mean to Luke Lindenmeyer, who was admirable in his play last year, but wasn't asked to do a lot in the pass game. Notably, was asked to run a route one time, and it didn't go well in the Indiana game.
Doug, I'm going to answer the phone here in a second. Doug in Harrison, Idaho on YouTube is in my head. Look at what Harburg did running the ball as the quarterback. Just get the ball in his hands.
That's
kind of what I was thinking.
That has been the line on Heinrich Harburg. We just gotta get that guy the football. Whatever we do, we got to get that guy the football in his hands. I just feel like people are bigger. You will find larger buyers of Heinrich Harburg stock than I. I am still holding a little bit. I just am not like, I got to gobble all this up. I gotta find it. You know what I mean? I'm just not there. You're moving in a position change and
totally understand that.
Is the stuff that he does this year, is it going to be goofy, gadgety package stuff? Is it going to be, like James Franklin offense stuff? We're going to have a tight end play quarterback and do that dude was the best player on the field. That made sense in a general sense to have him do a bunch of stuff. Can't remember his name, number 44 from Penn State last year.
Until they decided to not have him do anything when it mattered the most.
They're doing too much. And then there's also that factor too. Like, at what point are you doing too much?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we talked a lot about Heinrich Harburg last year just to have him never play.
Yes.
Remember the Heine package before last year? It happened like 3 times the entire year.
And that was a position he was
familiar with.
Yeah.
Here's Jim on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Hi, Jim.
I hate to say this, but I hate to go down this rabbit hole with this comment, but I think that their best use of Heine would use him as a Travis Kelce. He's a quarterback. He knows how to read defenses, and he can find his little hole, pick them out, and stuff like that. Just like Kelce was a quarterback. So that's how I feel it might be best for him to go if he wants to go to the next level.
Okay, Jim. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
You're not running a route. You're going to wherever the empty space is. He'll find you. Don't worry.
Well, he said something about quarterback. They have done that a couple times.
Yeah. Kelce was a high school quarterback, right?
So if we are doing that, they've done it a couple times with the Chiefs because they like to do weird.
Oh yeah, they're always doing something.
They do weird
because their offense
stuff.
can't move the ball sometimes.
I don't think they do that very much.
Maybe they should.
But I'm willing to hear that as well. If you're telling me best thing for Heine to do is gadget stuff. But some people seem to think it's like, no, you can't put a ceiling on him with just the gadget stuff. We got to find a way to have him in the game more. Because if you're doing gadget stuff, he's just not in the game very often.
Correct.
How much do you want him in the game? Maybe is the question that we're really attacking.
I want an unbelievable hit rate when he is in the game. That's all I care about.
Okay. But how much do you want him in the game? You sound like you're describing him as package man.
8 to 12 plays.
That's a lot. That's a lot of package stuff. That's a lot of package stuff.
I want it working.
All right. Get ready for that exhausting conversation in the next 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That's going to be fun.
And running back too.
Back after this with the polls. We'll tell you what to watch on 1620 The Zone. All right, so the polls at Happer Show. Polls on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. We do have a poll question from yesterday's. Right at the end of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Would you go to a non-Caitlin Clark WNBA game if it were downstairs?
I would.
Like if it was in our listener lounge.
I love going places that are not far away. This is my wheelhouse.
I would stumble in.
Yeah, I don't have to stay the whole game.
67% say no. Wow.
What a sexist audience.
Do you know about confidence?
Oh, yeah. I know the most about confidence.
80% say yes. Good answer. Is parallel parking a dating flex?
I think it is.
It's just, if you can only do 3 things, and that's one of them. You know?
Yeah.
But sometimes that might be the case. 74% say yes. Is 20 yards very far?
No,
it's not. 67% say no.
Okay.
And finally, this is from our dear friend Steve Sipple. Does Vegas remind you of Council Bluffs? It doesn't. But in the casino realm, I guess
they each have casinos.
71% say no in this case. Those are the polls, Josh. What are we watching tonight?
We are watching baseball on our TVs this weekend. Phillies, Yankees tonight on Apple at 7:00. Connor, you got to help me. Is Apple a nationally televised broadcast, meaning it is not subject to blackouts?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Guards, Royals tonight on Apple.
Oh, they actually might have a
7:00.
second game. I don't know how they. I believe I have watched the Royals on Apple TV, but they might have a second game.
Okay.
With like alternate coverage.
No matter what.
I assume it will be. I assume it'll be available though.
Okay. And tomorrow on Big Fox, Guardians, Royals. Yeah, I know. Sunday Night Baseball, Mets, Giants on ESPN. 2025 MLB Hall of Fame induction ceremony, 12:30 Sunday on MLB Network. Watch CC Sabathia, Ichiro, and Billy Wagner enter the hall in Cooperstown.
Shout out to Ichiro, man.
Yeah.
I love Ichiro.
He's great.
I absolutely love Ichiro. Put it on the internet that I love Ichiro.
Yeah, do that with your AI.
Yeah, not that I'm pregnant. Put it on the internet that I love Ichiro.
WNBA, 6:00 tomorrow night on NBA TV. It is LA versus New York. 2:00 Sunday on ABC. It is the Caitlin Clarkless Indiana Fever against the Chicago Sky.
You would go to that game
if it was downstairs, and only if it was downstairs. Softball, ESPN has Little League Softball World Series Regional Championships on all day today. Tonight at 7 on HBO, Connor, it is the docu-series finale, Billy Joel. And so it goes. Joel meets his future wife, Christy Uptown Girl Brinkley, and perseveres through numerous setbacks. New movies all over your streaming services this weekend. Peacock has The Phoenician Scheme. It is a wealthy, unscrupulous businessman, played by Benicio del Toro, is targeted by tycoons, terrorists, and assassins. Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston co-star in the Wes Anderson picture. What is so funny?
Getting some tweets from some folks right now about various things. I said, don't put it on the internet.
Are you even listening, people?
No,
don't put it on the internet.
Don't put it on the internet. Josh, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to watch the second part of the Billy Joel thing at all this weekend.
Whoa.
But I really want to watch it. I
want you to watch it too.
They left off perfectly right before the Christy Brinkley era on part 1, which is I'm like, oh, this is about to get kind of weird here. I'm excited. Like they're laying down the seeds of like he's kind of feeling himself a little bit, you know. He likes being famous, and so it's time to marry Christy Brinkley.
That's right.
That's what I always say when I get famous. It's time to marry Christy Brinkley.
It's time. A couple more movies and then we'll get out of here. HBO Max has Death of a Unicorn. A father, played by Paul Rudd, and daughter, Jenna Ortega, accidentally hit and kill a unicorn while en route to a weekend retreat where his billionaire boss seeks to exploit the creature's miraculous curative properties. And finally on Netflix, Happy Gilmore 2. Adam Sandler reprises his role as the titular golf star. Julie Bowen and Christopher McDonald also return. It sounds like it is just 90 minutes of cameos and callbacks, which isn't the worst thing in the world.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
I'm cautiously optimistic that it's not terrible.
It won't be good, but you got to.
I just want it to not be terrible. That's all I want.
Yeah, it might be okay. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That's what we're watching today, tonight, and this weekend, and that's the show. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. Josh, enjoy your couch next week.
Oh, I mean, it's summer. I got a kid running
You got
around.
stuff to do. You're going to catch up on some things. You'll feel great. We need you back and raring to go in August.
Then we get on that football grind.
That's right. So Josh is out next week. I will be here every day but Friday.
Summer Happer.
Summer Happer. It's in my deal. 1620thezone.com is where you can find all the stuff. The crossover's coming up next.